7 o'clock in St. Louis. You're listening to the Morning After on 101 ESPN and on the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Little Jackie Papers, who loved that Rascal Puff, is on the ones and twos. And Chairman Kurt takes your phone calls on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Here's how you can call in, because Fridays are for phone calls. 314-974-0101. Let's go to 25 phone calls today.
Oh, gosh, that'd be a record.
What do you think the record actually is?
Oh, it's probably 9 or 10, maybe.
And let's make sure that we set aside 5 for guys.
Because the ladies are always getting to the front of the line.
I think that's... I'm starting to get some pushback.
Mm-hmm.
From upstairs?
From upstairs, absolutely. Yes. Of course, you can text in as well, 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text inbox. And then you've got that Form Energy YouTube chat where friends gather and hang out and talk it over on the TMA STL YouTube channel. So those are the ways you can get involved. But at this moment, this moment isn't for you. This moment's for Doug Vaughn. It's the Lifetime Roofing lead, Lifetime Roofing, online at lifetimeroofingstl.com. That's Dustin McClendon's business. It's locally owned. It's veteran-owned. They have a literal lifetime warranty for those in need of a roof or James Hardy siding. You just go to lifetimeroofingstl.com, and now you're working with the great Dustin McClendon of Lifetime Roofing. And Dustin said, I'm on board with the show. I'm friends with James Carlton. He's been on board with the show for a number of years. He said, you got to get on board with the show. So I did it. But I don't trust you to have the jurisprudence that Doug Vaughn would with setting the course each morning. And so I want Doug to do the Lifetime Roofing lead. It's 7 o'clock every morning on 101 ESPN. And Doug, this is your moment.
Well, I'd like to be of more journalistic help to you, but I just don't think I'm going to be much good to you at all today. I don't see a scenario where I could be with the Cardinal collapse. The Cardinals are the lead. They lost, 6 out of 8 on this homestand.
Why do you say that?
Well, because that's what the scores were.
I disagree.
And
Thank you.
Now they're 3 out of the wild card, and while Daddy's still likey, Daddy's beginning to lose hope, and it does feel like the wheels have come off. Feels like it's the end of kind of the good times, the fun times, the thinking that this team, who knows,
World Series
could just get hot and get a wild card.
You don't think they're going to get hot at this point?
I don't see it happening. No, it's kind of a bummer. Really a horrible week.
Why do you say that part?
Well, just because they don't look good. Mental errors out in right field by Newt Barr.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I got to tell you, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Walker and Newt Barr struck out 3 times apiece yesterday. Just not much happening at the moment. Not much there.
Well, you can trade a couple guys, get some momentum that way.
How about that?
Get some
Maybe
fresh,
that changes your mind. Does that change your mind? Now you're starting to feel a little...
Get a couple of double-A players up in here. Get a couple of minor leaguers. That'll turn it around.
What about we got Quinn Matthews on Saturday? I like that.
Here we go.
All right,
Let's go.
Right.
I bet you like that.
I really like that. I don't care how many strikeouts or innings he's pitched. I don't care about Doug. He's 25.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
Time.
Let's go. What are we waiting for? Libator will miss his start, Tim. I think that's okay. I've seen a lot.
I think so.
Well, he's on the South Side Seaman, and Doug and I are in a battle here. So I guess Matthew
good luck with
Libator,
that.
Matthew Libator will not be pitching for the South Side Seaman. Doug, what's your counter move?
I haven't even looked at my team lately.
Okay, doesn't speak well to the South Side Seaman.
No. Oh, how are we doing this week? Oh, it's 5-5.
Yeah, it's a nice little battle.
All right.
But I lose the Libator start.
Yeah, well, that's probably good for you.
Here come the South Side Seaman.
It'll help your ERA and your whip.
Quinn Matthews getting the ball tomorrow. Cardinals losing yesterday. I really, Martin, you brought up the mental error in right field with Lars Nootbaar. I hate seeing that. I can kind of accept it is kind of just what it is with what you got, and they were over their skis for a couple of months, and it was fun to watch, but that part... that bothers me. Let's take a look at some of the numbers in July, and we also need to keep in mind one of the games in the month of July. Was that the 4th of July, I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, or was it the day before 4th of July where they scored 17 on the north side of Chicago? It was right around then anyway.
Day before.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jackie Papers. But either way, let's take a look as we have our final day of July. Who do you think has the highest OPS for your St. Louis baseball Cardinals in the month of July. And if you have looked these stats up, which on this program is operating at about a 0.5% chance.
Yeah, not likely.
Please recuse yourself and be a man of honor.
The highest OPS in July, I'd guess Burleson.
Martin Joseph Kilcoyne.
I was going to guess Burleson, but now I want to go Oppo, but it's not Walker, it's not Herrera.
Don't give up. You
Weatherholt.
still have friends. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ladue Horton Watkins High School, this is Jackson Burkett.
Brian Torres.
Wow. I like your game theory. Ladies and gentlemen, from Jefferson County and Seckman, Chairman Kurt.
Vaughn Herrera.
All right. A lot of pucks have been fired on the net. The answer, Jordan Walker, 792. Alec Burleson is second. Jackson, Brian Torres is third.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how many at-bats did he have?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
He did have 35 at-bats, which is 4 more than Jimmy Crooks.
Yeah.
I saw Bernie Miklasz yesterday in my algorithm. He was all upset that Jimmy Crooks isn't getting more at-bats because of the lefty thing. Crooks is at 705, just a point behind Brian Torres and then J.J. Weatherholt. Now, Walker's at 792, Burleson's at 757, Brian Torres is at 706, Crooks 705, Weatherholt 688. Herrera has had a rough one. He's under 600. Mason Wynn's hovering around 600, and Blaze Jordan also is under 600, along with Lars Nootbaar. Nathan Church has had a precipitous fall off. I realize you didn't turn to him for any offense. I think many people didn't even know much about him going in, and he was the one who took a roster spot from Nelson Velasquez at the start of the season, but he was doing some things offensively at the start. That is for the month of July. Now, Doug, I go post All-Star break, and that's where some splits get nasty. Nasty boys don't mean a thing. Oh, you nasty boys don't mean a thing to me. Janet Jackson.
Right. I'll say Burleson again.
Martin Joseph Kilcoyne.
So post All-Star break.
Because this is where things have gotten away from the
Top
players.
OPS.
That's right. Don't give up. You still
I think
have
Burleson.
friends. Jackson, Bennett, Burkett, Ladue, Horton,
Will he
Watkins
play
High
the
School.
Torres card again?
I'll go J.J. Weatherholt.
Chairman Kurt.
Do I have to diversify?
You can do whatever you want.
I'll
bro.
go Burleson as well.
Jackson, it'll be tough to sleep tonight because Brian Torres has a 1,033
Wow.
OPS.
Damn it.
I mean,
Stick with the one that got you there.
amen.
We'll rally around BRY again. Yeah.
He and Alec Burleson are the only two guys with OPSs over 800. Burleson's at 811. And then, Doug, we have, once again, a precipitous drop-off. J.J. Weatherholt's at 677. Jimmy Crooks is at 608. And now we go off the cliff. Because if you're talking about an OPS below 600, you're talking about a big problem. If you're talking about OPS in the 5s and 4s, which is what we're talking about, that explains why the Cardinals are where they are. I understand, and justifiably so. I'm not absolving the bullpen, because there are guys out there I don't even know are on the team. I guess they're not. They just come up 55 for a night and then they go back down. But you go into these numbers. Mason Wynn, 595. Jose Fermin, 590. Herrera, 581. Blaze Jordan, 573. Lars Nootbaar, 546. And then this name. And this is what it's all about, gentlemen.
Walker.
Jordan Walker is at 530 since the All-Star break. Perhaps, weirdly, the pinnacle of his career was the Monday night of the All-Star break, where he became a national name. And since that, he has gone 11 for 56 with no home runs and an OPS of 530. And he is just ahead of only 3 players who have taken at-bats for the Cardinals since the All-Star break. Nathan Church, who has a 288 OPS. Pedro Pages, who's enjoyed 6 at-bats at 250. And then Nelson Velasquez, who has also fallen off the proverbial cliff. He's 1 for 13 since the All-Star break with a 220 OPS. So, as we sit here and we look at frustrating losses, and yes, I would agree that the Lars Nootbaar mental error in right field is most tilting. If you take a step back and look at a decent sample size now at this point, because there have been 14 games since the All-Star break, and you have Jordan Walker the rising star, falling to 530 OPS. Lars Nootbaar 546. Vaughn Herrera, who was also joined Jordan Walker in Philadelphia at the All-Star game at 581. You right there have your explanation as to why this thing has fallen off the cliff. Thank you. Thank you for the delicious takes.
Yeah.
And the Walker numbers are really, I'd say, depressing because he had the breakthrough moment. Not saying you're going to homer every game, but he hasn't hit one since July 9th.
Nearly thrilled the gallery yesterday in the ninth inning, Madden. Did anybody think that was going out? I was kind of surprised it went as far as it did.
I was actually listening on the radio, and I think for a second they thought, but then no. And he needed a moment like that. And it's really a shame because what has he talked about? The success he's had this year is confidence, how he's had success, and it's kind of built on more success, so his confidence is there. You come out of that home run derby, the high of that, the great experience, and now for 2 weeks he has been clearly going in the other direction, and you just hope that it doesn't lead to a little bit of, oh, no, here we go again. And remember, 2 weeks ago, we were saying, oh, do you lock him up? Do you lock? Which I think most of us said, you wait. But he was the key to the whole offense. He really was. They didn't have a cleanup hitter at the beginning of the year. My God, who hit cleanup in Detroit? Was it Fermin hitting cleanup or something?
Oh, yeah, that was a great moment.
Early in the season.
They've had Wynn hitting fifth quite often. That's just not a number 5 bat.
Urias hit fourth one time.
Maybe he was the Detroit game, yes. And he's still here?
Well,
he's still injured. But Walker hitting cleanup, changed the lineup, gave him a boost. Him having the breakout year was the story of the season for sure. And if he doesn't get going again, we're going to be talking about 2 different halves. I would love to see him just kind of get back going again, but I think it's pretty concerning.
The overbearing sports dad, Doug, is in the Form Energy YouTube chat, and he says, are we still wanting to give Jordan Walker $300 million for winning batting practice? I don't know if anybody on this dais was saying that, but I don't recall. I was concerned because Papers was ill for a number of days. Papers, you weren't here probably during that conversation.
my first show back was the day after the home run derby.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. And that's when you said $300 million for batting practice?
Yeah, through.
Pretty generous.
Right. With barely being able to speak, I uttered, pay the man.
The man is money.
Making this town soft.
And that home run derby was in the wake of the weather hold extension. So I think it was on people's brain, but I don't think on this show we were saying, get the checkbook out, DeWitt. What are you waiting for?
Overbearing Sports Dad also points out that Walker had 3 home runs in June. That's the Overbearing Sports Dad having a big show in the Form Energy YouTube chat. Call in, Overbearing Sports Dad. You're going to get yourself a game ball. Maybe you're going to be the Form Energy Listener of the Month.
It could well be.
Go to TMASTL.com because today's the last day to sign up, and then Jackson will send us the final nominees, and we'll have a papal conclave.
Yep. It's exciting.
It is exciting.
Doug looks forward to it every month.
Sure.
Sometimes Martin answers the poll.
Oh. It's funny. It's funny because I was about to say, oh, that's the thing I often forget to respond to. My new plan is to do it right away.
That's the key.
As soon as you see it,
Oh,
do
yeah,
it right
I
away.
get it. I answer right away.
Yeah.
That's it. Then you're done. Then you're done. Then you're done. Then you're done. Then you're done.
But I usually, in the early days, I would vet their work for the
Right.
month.
Now you wanna
and I would
let it
go
marinate.
back and I would
No,
look
I
through
get it.
all the text line and I would rate all of their texts.
No,
and all
I
of their
appreciate your
calls.
thoroughness.
Another guy who's fallen off badly is Herrera. I know he had to hit the other night to win a game, but he's like, he bats near the top of the lineup every game, does a lot of DHing, and you're getting the DH hitting 246 with 12 homers, 46 RBI. That just doesn't cut it. It just doesn't.
Right, his offensive production, if he were a catcher,
Would be okay.
would be different.
Yeah.
If he's going to be a
DH.
full-time DH.
This is the Contreras issue. That was the thing with Contreras when he was here.
And that he was signed to be a catcher and then
Right.
became an outfielder after a month. But
But his numbers, and I know he's having a good year in Boston, but in general, Contreras is kind of a 20-homer, 80 RBI-ish
Right.
guy.
Great production for a catcher.
Ish.
Middle of the road for a DH.
I predicted Walker would have a second half fall off. Find the tape. That's from Eric in the Central West
We're
End.
not looking for any tapes.
Yeah, you got that one, Big Doug.
But wait a minute, he was in lockstep
Yeah,
with
you guys had a big moment
just
yesterday.
yesterday.
Right. If he wants to vindicate himself, he can do it on his own damn time.
Bring your own receipts.
100%.
Doug, like my grandfather said before he drew his last breath, don't ever trust a guy who only performs in a contract year. That's from Thrill Fan 22.
Okay. Yeah, Grandpappy was very wise.
That's a nice hole, Bill.
Good morning. Fellas, with the bats so cold and the pitchers sucking terribly, we offer very little trade, babe. That's from the Huntley Hot Wife Hunter. He's out there this morning looking for hot wives in Huntley.
Do you just do that U-turn constantly on Lindbergh? There's
just look for white Range Rovers.
There's two turnarounds there. You got to just get in that
One
lane.
at Chaminade, yeah.
Well, you a little further there, Doug. I'm a little south of Lindbergh here. You got the big library on your left. Now I'm going down. Then it starts to go down the hill. Then I think the Bush family owns all that property. And then you'd make a big U-turn.
Yeah.
And then you're right there in the heart of Huntley. And then you make another U-turn.
And where would you find these hot wives?
Well, I don't know. Because there really
You're not just
isn't.
walking the street there.
Is there a downtown Huntley, Doug? There's
No,
not.
well, no.
Do they ever take those cars cruising down the Huntley portion
I've
of
not
Lindbergh?
seen it. If they do, I've not seen it.
That'd be a hoot.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
One of my big hits.
That was one of your hits. You can call in and sing to us at 314-974-0101, Callier and Thompson phone lines. You can also talk it over in the Form Energy YouTube chat where the Overbearing Sports Dad is educating people in there. And, of course, text in at 314-399-9646. This is Jackson's last day of serenity before August rolls around, and people are texting in. Oh, and his head just fell, Martin.
No,
His
that
head
was
that was a B.
no,
Loosening up your neck?
no, the frigid air in the studio went down my spine, and I got to.
It'll do that.
Cold there.
I will say you were learning about this Cardinal roster, and if you want to lose in extra innings, you bring in Gastelum because he'll do his best to give up some runs. Now, you may rally, but he'll do his best to give up a couple.
He'll get you on the plane. You'll get through customs a little quicker to go to Toronto.
Yeah. He's pretty consistent about that.
Yeah.
I gave you guys the Cubs and the under yesterday. You're welcome, degenerates. That's from the Hunchback of Vaughn Castle.
Everybody's a hero.
Can't confirm that, but they did give that to us.
And you got paid.
I didn't take it.
What was the over-under?
Probably 7.5.
7.5. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Hi. Do you want to say anything?
Well, hello.
That's how it starts.
That's
pleasant.
It is. That's hi. Good morning. Papers is in a thruple. I'm going to Atlanta this weekend, and I'm one day closer to the dirt. Doug, that's from the Warson Woods Wacko. So many thoughts in there that didn't seem to necessarily be related.
No.
Most
Just
of
little
them
tidbits.
not true.
A thruple.
Let me tell you something. I'd be over here doffing my cap to you.
Was just not the case.
Are you looking to be in a thruple?
No, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm Marty Monogamy.
What about him going to Atlanta?
That might be true. How do I care?
And what about him being one day closer to being in the dirt?
That's all of us.
Yeah.
I think that's a universal. Isn't it?
Yeah. Again, unless you reverse a little Ponce de Leon situation, found the youth.
The total was 8.5. It was free money. Fire up, DB. That's from the 314. Was that a DeBerg chant right there at the end?
Seemed like it.
Fear the Cavalier.
Yeah, DB proud. Did you go to DeBerg, or are you upset at St. Mary's, which is now Southside Catholic, or is that St. Joan of Arc?
It
That
used
just
to be
shut down?
Southside Catholic.
The same areas.
St.
It's
Mary's?
St. Mary's, but
Yeah.
they love that moniker.
Right.
It's kind of like your favorite European soccer team, or even in the World Cup, England. Oh, the Red Lions. Like, what? They all have a different name.
Southside Catholic to me is DeBerg, but
Ooh, fighting words.
Whoa.
No, that's not it at all. It's St. Mary's.
yeah, but the school that I recognize as the Catholic school on the south side is
Is St.
DeBerg.
Gabriel. Oh.
Well, high school, secondary school.
Okay. Ooh, boy, outsider.
Libby Jackson, a virtual throuple with Steve Kerr and Angel Reese. That's from Eric in the Central West End. So you are in a monogamous relationship, but you're in a virtual throuple with Steve Kerr and Angel Reese, according to Eric in the Central West End.
Vaughn Herrera-like numbers for Eric in the Central West End so far this morning.
Not even on base?
No. No. That was
Contact?
kind of a 2K kind of start.
Thank you to the hunchback of Vaughn Castle. I hammered the Cubs and the over based on his or her recommendation. Total was 8.5, and I should have bet more. That's from the Native American baller who is going to be disappointed to find out he lost the
Yeah,
bet.
Jesus. You said the over. Unless he misspoke or mistyped, the under would have hit.
But we're happy that he's happy. I don't know what to say when he looks at his account this morning.
Right.
That's probably going to be a buzzkill.
That would be tough.
Also, I'll take some time away. The amateur proctologist pointing out, Martin, they're the 3 Lions, not the Red Lions.
The English
you're
soccer
gonna-
team? Yeah, 3 lines.
I don't care.
No, that's fair.
What do the 3 lions stand for?
I don't know. But they wear on the badge, the crest of their jersey, there's 3 lions on it.
Would that be England, Scotland, and Wales, maybe?
Could be, but then what about our friends in Northern Ireland?
They got left out.
Whoa.
Right, we'll give it back, but I don't know.
I never want to hear those words.
But also Wales and Scotland are different in terms of soccer. Like Wales has a team, Scotland has a team. Scotland played in the World Cup.
Yeah. So that's probably not it.
I would not think so.
And
I'll
they
look it up.
drank Boston dry.
Yes, they seem to have a very good time in Massachusetts.
What if there's a couple just still here? They missed their flight back. Just having a great time. Like, screw it.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
It annoys me when people call St. Gerard Magella St. Gerard's. Thanks, and free perk. Any autograph updates? I got nothing, but I still stand with Mr. Martin. And the Red Lions? It's from Brian Henson over at Colts Camp.
Okay.
I think Red Line was a car wash over there in
It's
Manchester.
also a bar in Champaign.
Is it?
The Red Lion? I think so. England's called 3 lions because of a 12th century royal symbol. King Henry I used 1 lion. His successors added more through marriage. And King Richard I finalized the 3 golden lions on a red shield, Martin, as the official royal arms of England.
Okay.
Okay.
Stand by my don't care.
34 days until Mizzou gets their first win of the season and then inevitably finishes the remaining games going 4-7. That's Steven time, who is very prominent in shorting the Missouri football market in 2026, Doug.
Yeah. Well, you can understand that with the schedule they face. And some uncertainty in their own backfield.
I've talked myself into 7-5.
So, and what the total is?
6.5.
6.5?
Um,
That's
hey,
6.5.
I'm taking the over, but I'm not
No.
feeling great about it.
Sure. I don't know how you could feel great about over or under based on never seeing the signal caller and a lot of uncertainty, as Doug said, with your All-American running back and offensive line.
Let me tell you this, and I said it on the spread zone, but on the off chance people didn't get a chance to see it. If I'm just taking team totals for 2026, and I hate to give people more money. I hate to do that.
It's the last thing you want to do.
Thank you. But I am the Robin Hood of South St. Louis. The Penn State win total of 8.5 is, again, based on the brand names, Doug, of who they're playing
Okay.
in 2026. And head coach Matt Campbell in year 1, that would be the one that would tempt my tummy with the taste of nuts and honey.
In terms of over or under?
Over.
Over.
Over all day, brah. Over all day, brah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Marshall, Temple, Buffalo, Wisconsin. There's your September. How's your October looking? Well, then they have to travel to Evanston.
Tough.
They host Fight On, the Trojans, at Michigan, at home against Purdue. Barry Odom comes a-calling.
Yeah.
At Seattle against Washington, at home against Minnesota, at home against Rutgers, and then they finish on the road against Maryland.
Boy, that's about as soft as a Big Ten schedule can get.
You better believe it, brother. 8.5 is their total.
Yeah. Like in certain years, going to Michigan and going to Washington could prove to be quite tough, but a lot of uncertainty in Ann Arbor. I don't know much about Washington this year, I'll be honest.
And in the Big Ten, unlike the SEC, and this isn't a pro SEC, anti-Big Ten thing, which I kind of enjoy, apparently exists. We'll have some Kurt Signetti sound for you where he got in there. I don't really care, just to see what I see. It does seem like the SEC will have teams that you think are going to be great that fall off, and teams that you think aren't going to be anything, and then have a big year. That's pretty consistent. The Big Ten tends to be fairly consistent with their brands. Like, you don't go, maybe this is the year Minnesota gets themselves into the college football playoff. Maybe this is the year Northwestern pulls it off, or Maryland, or Rutgers. For the most part, they are who they are. And you can count on Ohio State. You can count on Michigan. They're usually going to be in the mix. Last year, Penn State had a big fall off, but that was an outlier, whereas the SEC will have somebody churned up that was thought to be a national championship contender and a team nobody was talking about suddenly be in the national championship mix. So that's why I look at Penn State in a total of 8.5 and I go, boy, if Matt Campbell loses 4 games out of that group, that ain't going to play well in year one at Happy Valley.
No.
So I'm just trying to make you money, Doug. I don't know.
Okay, well, I
Do
appreciate it.
Do it. Do it. Do with it what you want. I don't care.
Okay.
That matters. It's not going to affect me if you don't bet it.
All right.
Yeah, avoiding playing Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon. Pretty good.
No.
Pretty good.
Maybe Drink should have taken that job.
Well, you got to get it offered to you.
Right.
You think Drink gets an extension after the Pine Bluff win, or do they wait to see what happens against Troy? Doug, that's from Arbor Day.
No, I think with each win, you tack on another couple of years and another couple of milli.
Right. Boost that buyout.
Henshin's a St. Gerard guy. I don't know why I'm surprised. He gives off highway backyard vibes big time. Let's go St. P. That's from Fred Dreyer's Mushroom Mark. Doug, what does that mean? Highway backyard.
I don't know.
I was a highway man.
You live right on the highway?
There's some areas of Clayton where you'd live right behind 170 and 40 right there. Certainly some areas.
I don't think that's what he was alluding to.
Well, okay.
Highway backyard, I think that's probably an attempt at an insult.
Is it
Right, but
rural?
Well, I don't think there's ever an attempt at a compliment.
But what would that mean?
Means you had to buy a house like right on 270.
Like he
or
wasn't moneyed enough to
64.
go to St. Gerard, or do you call it St. Jared?
Where's St. Gerard?
De Parish
Okay.
over there
Yeah.
off of
Doherty Ferry Mountain?
Dallas and
Ballas.
Doherty Ferry.
Yeah, at the mall. Now you're going to go towards
Mall at the mall.
Kirkwood.
Okay.
Sounds like you're not interested in visiting.
I'm trying to.
There's that Frank Lloyd Wright house that's right down there.
You know, Doherty Ferry and 270.
Doug is going to get you there.
Doherty, do you know where Doherty Ferry and 270 is?
Why'd you wink at
Oh,
Doug?
you outsider.
That's just south of West County Mall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're traveling north on 270. The exit before Manchester is Doherty Ferry.
Got it.
You get off there, go right. I believe that's Mike Caruso's hub.
Okay.
You want to?
Yeah, I know where that is.
We Too Low says he's talking about the $1 million subdivisions that back up to 270 in De Pere. That's We Too Low.
Okay. And that was an insult? I'm confused.
Brian Henshin says, is the insinuation that I'm homeless? I don't think so, but I don't know what's going on either.
If you cover high school sports for a newspaper too long, you could be homeless.
If you don't get out.
So head on down to Columbia and pursue a journalism degree. If Mizzou goes 10-2, does Drink go to USC or Bama in 2027? That's from the Hunchback of Von Castle. He can go wherever he wants if he goes 10-2 with that schedule because we're going to the college football playoff around here, Doug.
Yeah.
And then we're going Sizzler.
Yeah, then we go in Sizzler.
Now, we're not going to go game by game. Maybe we'll do that another day. But if you're an optimistic Mizzou fan, you win your 3 non-conference games. You don't trip up at the Friday night game. And you win the 4 SEC games that you absolutely should. Arkansas, Mississippi State, Florida, Kentucky. Just saying, there's 7 right there. The Big 5 at Ole Miss, at Georgia, and then Oklahoma, A&M, and Texas at home. So in my math, I guess I have them going 0-5 there. I guess. And all you got to do is win one of those and don't trip up at the others.
Right.
And there's your 8.
But what does Gabe always say, Tim? Mizzou always loses a game. You think that they should win, and they win a game you think they should lose.
I would be careful in thinking that they're probably going to beat Florida. Even though they've had a down year or two, it's still Florida.
This was my optimistic Mizzou guy. So those are my 7 in the bank, and then the other 5.
Your math is very bad. And I don't know who that's directed at. It could be any of us. It could be all of us.
Yeah.
But that's from Steven Time, who is the most prominent on saying short your 2026 Missouri time.
He's big on the under.
Yeah, he is.
So when I say optimistic Mizzou fan, 3-0 non-conference, beat Arkansas, beat Mississippi State, Florida, Kentucky. Not for sure, Doug, but if you do that,
Right.
that's 7. And you'd lose to Ole Miss, Oklahoma, A&M, Texas, and Georgia. There we go.
Well, that's reasonable, though.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thought. it's kind of depressing to say, yeah, we're going to lose all those games.
I also have to make an observation based on what Jackson said with regard to Missouri, that Missouri always loses a game you think they're going to win and wins a game you think they're going to lose. I don't necessarily think that's been the case as of late.
I was going to say, what's the game that they win
that you thought that they were going to lose?
Because then when they play Georgia, they're not going to win that. No, they play A&M, they're not going to win, and then they typically don't.
Well, I'm looking at, like, let's go through
Last year
or 2024 for that matter.
Right, winning a game you think they're going to lose would point to an upset or a great win.
Doug, the wins last year were Central Arkansas, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, Louisiana, South Carolina, and UMass. And, you know, you don't sleep on the Minutemen.
No.
But they were able to get them, and that was before October. And then they lost Alabama, expected, won against Auburn. And I think they were a favorite in that game at Vanderbilt. At home against A&M, lost. At home against Mississippi State, won. At Oklahoma, lost. And at Arkansas, won. I think all of those were kind of within what you would consider it. I don't even remember the bowl game. Guess they lost that.
I don't remember.
Was it in Florida?
I don't know if I watched it.
Was it the Gator
It is the
Bowl?
Gator Bowl, yeah.
Virginia
That was against Virginia.
Virginia. What, didn't something happen late? There was a Zollers pick or something?
Who knows? It was a 13-7 game. Can't imagine it was.
But you're still wearing your Ohio State Cotton Bowl gear all the time.
No.
So do they matter or not matter, son?
They don't.
Then why do you have a little notepad that says Cotton Bowl Champions 2023?
Because I like free stuff.
Okay.
You know, they had close losses to Alabama and Vanderbilt. They weren't too far from being
I don't
10
like to
and
talk
2.
about the Alabama game.
Okay, sorry.
It's not allowed to be discussed.
Sorry.
Marquise
still
Johnson,
open?
he's wide
He's still
open.
there.
Oh, my God.
He hasn't left the
He
field.
could have crawled into the end zone.
He really could.
I mean, it was just wide open. Overbill, one read and done.
So what's the game this year?
Papers. I love Papers as a true son.
Yeah, he's starting to melt right here, and it's only July 31st. What's the game they're going to lose this year that they should win?
I don't know.
Kansas?
No, don't even speak to. No, you're gonna manifest that.
Oh, wow. Mark, you're going to manifest a loss in Lawrence.
I don't know. I don't know what some of these teams
that
look like.
Kentucky coach is it Will Stein? So he's the reason.
That's right.
He's going to actually line up and quarterback that game.
Kentucky has given Missouri trouble
Over the years,
Yeah.
it drove me crazy.
Whereas Missouri has kind of had Florida's number over the past couple of years. So I don't know.
Be careful.
A&M want to talk about having Missouri's number. Good Lord.
Hey, Doug, those close losses are close losses because your coach isn't very good. That's Steven time.
Okay.
Illinois has been living off their last 2 bowl games. That's from little Judy Suckins.
Everybody's upset now.
Yep. I'm proud to be an alumnus of DeBerg. Only geniuses like Twitter founder Jack Dorsey go there. Thank you, Papers. That's from the Afton soccer guy.
That
You're the
couldn't have felt
Cavalier.
very good.
You're the Cavalier. This is my first time looking at Illinois' schedule. Kind of tough.
Give me ILL.
Well, they open up, Tim, against the UAB Blazers. That's at home. They play Duke at home. And then the Southern Illinois Salukis at home. Then they start their Big Ten schedule for the Illabuck game, where a turtle is on the line in Columbus, Ohio, against Ohio State on September 26th. Home against Barry Odom and Purdue. On the road in East Lansing as they take on Michigan State.
Pat Fitzgerald.
At home against Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks. They go to College Park to take on Maryland. Then at home against Nebraska. On the road in Los Angeles against UCLA. At home against Iowa. And then in Evanston to close out the year against Northwestern.
That's not bad.
It
That's
could
only
be
2
worse.
games that look like they could be
Starting
a real uphill
playing,
struggle.
yeah, Ohio State in September in Columbus is not great for your confidence. But then you get Purdue at home and then Michigan State on the road. That could improve you as you head into the Oregon game.
Yeah. Oregon and Ohio State probably not going to be wins. But all those other games you would think are winnable for Illinois. Just my 2 cents worth on the schedule.
Yeah,
That's
now
all
I'm
it
looking
was.
at their schedule, and I'm doing it in my head. That's a win, that's a win, that's
Certainly
what I
harder
want.
than like a Penn State Big Ten schedule.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Illinois 5-1 with game day coming to Champaign for the Oregon game. That's from the 618.
It's not, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
Stop talking sports!
Oh,
that's from Doug's Shaved BBL. Oh. Wow. I didn't know that.
You get a Brazilian butt lift and it's got to be shaved?
I imagine they shave it there on day one. But
Does it come with hair?
No, but you would have to then shave it yourself going forward. It's like when you get your car service, they wash it, but then it's on you to wash it every other time after that.
I see.
What a joke of a schedule. That's from Little Judy Suckins.
They're mad at Illinois now.
That's correct. Little Judy Suckins is anti-ILL. I don't know if Little Judy Suckins is pro-MIZ, but certainly anti-ILL. Well, Doug, that's going to get underway here in the next month.
What's their over-under? Are they 6.5 as well?
Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, little Jackie Papers is going to look that up. I like the season-long bets because what we do is we reduce variance. Now, we're still exposed to injuries. We're still exposed to teams that are going to be surprises, but we reduce variance. That's why I like the season-long bet. While Jackson looks that up, I tell people about this Design Air Heating and Cooling. Doug, have you taken a look at the forecast? Sweet mother of mercy.
Well, I've glanced at it, sure.
Oh, my goodness. Next week, whoo, cats and dogs. Right back into the mid and upper 90s we go, but if you run into any issues with your air conditioning, you'll be fine because you just go to designairservice.com. And you work with Seth Goldcamp, longtime sponsor on TMA, the longest-running sponsor. Martin's a client. Doug's a client. I'm a client. I had them out to the house a couple weeks ago, and they did wonderful work. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com, the longest-running sponsor on TMA. And so many Morning After listeners over the years have gone to Design Air Service and then emailed in and said, man, I can't believe how easy it was and how quick they got to our place to put that air conditioning back on. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. DesignAirService.com. Thank you, Seth Goldcamp. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jackson Burkett.
Kind of depends on which site you're on, but it's either 6.5 at, if you want the over on 6.5, that's going to be minus 152.
Okay.
Some places have it 7.5. If you want the over on that, you get that plus 125. So kind of in between on that one, based on what I'm seeing.
Tweensies.
Like this site, 7.5. Yeah.
Hey, guys. Just like Groundhog Day, a grieved Mizzou fan comes out of his hole every year around week 3 and asks everybody why they don't respect us and starts complaining about officiating in the last game. It's a tale as old as time. That's from Big Tuft. Doug, a grieved Mizzou fan, and he lives in a hole?
Well, you do the best you can. If all you have is a shovel and a little plot of land, you live in the hole.
Guys who bet unders like eating cereal with no milk and shower with their socks on. Real men bet overs. That's from In DeBoer We Trust.
I don't know that that's true. Does anybody shower with their socks on?
No.
Perhaps if there was an athlete's foot outbreak.
Or sandals.
Or if you had a campground, maybe.
Sandals. You were saying that's socks. Ugh. Who wants wet socks?
I was trying to answer the question.
No, but that's, No, you use sandals.
Socks would provide more protection than sandals for athlete's foot.
Sure, but then you have wet socks.
Okay. Mizzou nationalists might be worse than soccer guy. That's Eric in the Central West End. Jackson, you might have found common ground again.
Yeah, I think any college football nationalist fan is pretty rough.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with being a diehard supporter of your team.
But losing all ability to think rationally.
Yeah, all objectivity, and then
living on social media and attacking anybody who doesn't manually service your team.
Yeah, if you want to, if you want to be a proud fan in your own home, keep to yourself about it. I have no problem with that. I would just say I'm in that category. But once you start attacking people, social media, or claiming that the media is biased against your team.
That would seem more like a fascist than a nationalist.
Yeah, I don't think they have any power, so, but they certainly have a voice.
What about that, Doug?
Okay, no power but a voice.
You guys like the fact that Illinois is playing back-to-back Friday games in November?
I do.
Because the Friday game, you want to see a good matchup.
That's right.
There you go. Illinois, Nebraska.
Love it.
On a Friday night. Illinois at UCLA.
Sneaky tough game. Watch out for the Bruins.
Wow, Doug.
This guy's sharp.
Why would you say that?
I'm not going to remember on November 13th that you said that, but
I'll put it in Predictionary.
Okay.
We got to take a look at Predictionary because we find out we liked things that we now don't like that we said months ago?
Hold on, what are you putting in Predictionary? Careful.
Careful with UCLA on November 13th.
Papers told us
Well, I need to see the number.
They told us all, careful, sneaky game. And then we say, well, it was a 20-15 win. Yeah, I know. It was sneaky.
The biggest thing sitting out in the Predictionary is by October 12th, an SEC coach will be fired. Tim says yes. Martin says no.
I love that play.
It's got $20
And Martin and I, we got $20 on it.
Yeah,
$20.
it's got $20 attached.
What's wrong with living on social media? Hey, while we're speaking about living situations, please don't shame people's living situations. I live with my parents, and they tell me how special I am every day. Doug, that comes from the millennial.
Okay. Well, if the choice is live with your parents or live in a hole, I would pick the parents.
There you go. You're on the side of the millennial. Alabama still hasn't scored a touchdown in the Rose Bowl. Roll Tide, Paul. That's from the 812. Doug, how do we feel about Darian Mensah for Heisman? Nevin Shapiro may have talked me into it. That's from Alan Dadeville. What do you think about Darian Mensah for the Heisman Trophy?
I wouldn't let Shapiro talk you into much. He talked a lot of people into things that they regretted.
All right, we just did a 40-minute segment, and I just realized it. I've probably got a break. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Doug, does this praise you?
I don't know who it is.
What we got going on today, Papers?
Today's Fat Boy Slim's birthday.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What do you think Fat Boy Slim is?
That's his name, Fat Boy Slim?
Yeah.
It's a great Jumbotron song, like the team's getting ready to come out of the tunnel. Is he 50? Is that too high?
Is 50 your guess, Martin?
It's too low, maybe? 51.
All right. Doug?
Well, since I know him so well, I'm going to say he's now 53.
Even though I should Price is Right you, my honest answer was 55.
He turned 63 today.
Holy.
63.
Well, but he's fat and he's slim. It's hard to tell.
Right.
Fat Boy Old Slim.
Is that him in the video you're playing over there?
No. I don't know who that heavier gentleman is.
You can text in 314-399-9646 here to TMA. It's the Air Comfort Service text inbox. Save that number. Just text in. Be a friend of the feather. And then starting on Monday, you can get your name in the text inbox with a polite text to Jackson Burkett. Say, hey, Jackson, you wouldn't mind updating my text name from a 636 or 573 or 314 or 618 to a name, and White Papers will say, no problem. Jack B. And he sends it back just like that. Now you know you're good. You can also call in. You want to dictate the topic, you can do so. 314-974-0101. Callier and Thompson phone lines. Open up your YouTube app. You can join in the conversation throughout the show on the TMA STL YouTube channel, 7,100 subscribers. Subscribe to the channel and join the Form Energy YouTube chat. We are your official St. Louis Trailblazers show, and covered the conversation quite a bit yesterday here on the program. Our interview with Mayor Kara Spencer when she was in the Stiefel studios on Monday is up on the TMA STL Instagram page with talking about the Portland Trailblazers, and has been cited by multiple media outlets, both locally and around the country. And if you want to watch our conversation about the Portland Trailblazers situation, that is also up on the TMA STL Instagram page. And Doug, we have developments.
What do we have?
The distance between the city of Portland and the Trailblazers on a future deal to fund the city's portion of a Moda Center renovation is, quote, pretty significant, according to City Council President Jamie Dunphy. The Trailblazers made their case directly to Portland City Council yesterday, calling the city's proposed Moda Center term sheet a, quote, non-starter, and laying out for the first time in a public meeting the team's biggest concerns with a long-term arena renovation deal. The nearly hour-long presentation marked the first public appearance by Trailblazers leadership before the council since negotiations over a new lease and public funding package intensified earlier this month. Quote from the team's president of business operations, Dwayne Hankins, in the past few weeks, this process has become increasingly adversarial. Every day, we see contradictory statements from public officials, and I, too, feel your frustration. But there's time to reset this conversation. We need clarity about who is negotiating for you and all other public entities that are involved. The March framework was successful because it brought all the parties together. We need that alignment again, but this process cannot move forward if we are all faced with threats, public negotiations, and one-sided, uninformed proposals. That's from the Trailblazers president of business operations. At the center of the disagreement is the city's draft term sheet, which outlines the framework for a public investment in renovating the city-owned arena. Hankins said the document contains more than 20 material departures from the framework approved by the Oregon legislature earlier this year, though the team declined repeated requests from councilors to publicly identify those issues. Despite calling the proposal a non-starter, Hankins emphasized the organization remains engaged in negotiations. Quote, we've been at the table this whole time. We have not left the table. We have been very engaged. The team's primary concern centers on language in the current bridge lease agreement requiring the RIP City management to maintain Moda Center in a, quote, first-class condition. Hey, that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds like a guy wanting to move.
All that's missing from this story is a guy named Deboff, maybe an Eric Grubman sighting.
Ooh, nice.
And a John Shaw lease.
Yep.
Sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah.
The mayor of Portland rejected the suggestion that the city is preparing to sue the organization. The council members spent much of the meeting yesterday with the Portland Trailblazers, and again, this was public, pressing the team for more detailed information about the proposed $600 million renovation, including project scope, financing, and the team's long-term financial commitments. And Hankins acknowledged that the organization has not hired an architect to develop final renovation plans, explaining that the team has identified roughly $600 million in needed improvements, but will not proceed to final design until funding is secured.
$600 million just to improve it. Man, that seems like a lot, doesn't it?
Doug, what if the progressive mayor in Portland said, all right, we're going to get this done. I've been wanting to defund the police. Now I've got the money to keep the Blazers.
Would it surprise you?
I've got the money to keep the Blazers.
How do you feel about if they were to, say, in a crazy world, they were to come here? Would you feel bad about stealing another city's team, having the same thing just happened to us 10 years ago?
Well, I think relocation is a part of the sports landscape. I think what irritates St. Louisans more so than the relocation is the process with which it went down and the deception with which it went down, and also not only the organization disingenuous negotiations, but the league not really having any rules, as we found out when Eric Grubman was kind enough to join our program, Doug, and you asked him, and he told us, well, there really aren't any rules.
Yeah, he said there were like three things. He said that the stadium has to be one of the best in the league, and I forget what number two was. It was also something, but the third thing was, or if the owner wants to leave.
Right, that was. I think there was always a caveat after saying you must negotiate with your home city, that you had to give it a true, honest effort to stay.
Right.
However, the owner can do what he wants.
Yeah, if the owner wants to leave, that'd be the third leg of the stool.
Now, in the history of NBA relocation, they list the Nets going to Brooklyn. I don't really count that as relocating.
Yeah, that's
from
the
New
same
Jersey
market.
to
Same
Brooklyn.
market.
Okay, and the Seattle one, I feel like, and Oklahoma City's been a great franchise, but I feel like the league has regretted that somewhat over the year. I know they're going back
why they're
there.
going to go back.
Right, but don't you think that's one? So I'm just curious the league's appetite for relocation. Charlotte moved to New Orleans. The famous Pelicans now were once the Hornets. Grizzlies left Vancouver.
Right.
So there's a handful.
Sure.
Jackson, I don't know if you've seen this report, but the Hillsborough Hottie has just submitted a report. The NBA is going to ask around and find out that this is not an NBA kind of town. Everyone I talk to says I don't watch the NBA. That's from the Hillsborough Hottie.
Oh, then that's
That'll
all the
kill
research we need.
That'll kill the deal right there.
One of the reasons you wouldn't watch is because you don't have a team. That would probably change if you had a team.
I would think.
But if you're in the league office or you're silver, wouldn't the big plan be the main priority be to get your product in front of the most people possible? And wouldn't that mean getting teams in the biggest markets possible? I don't think he would lose any sleep if Portland were to move to a city the size of Tampa or something like that. You'd probably be happy to see it. It would only improve. It would only bring more eyeballs to their product.
Right.
Maybe bump up TV ratings just a bit. Who knows?
I don't think the likelihood of them going to Seattle through expansion would ease any of your trepidation about losing your foothold in the Pacific Northwest, because you're going to a bigger market in the Pacific Northwest and a market that already had a team.
Yeah, it's interesting because Seattle getting a team, maybe in the NBA's eyes, makes it more palatable.
Right.
That not a storied franchise, but a well-established
Yes,
franchise is going to pack up and leave, but in that Pacific Northwest now, the Sonics are back.
Right.
Doug Carnegie-Strode of After the Morning After is in the Form Energy YouTube chat, and he has a report. We may be getting a pro women's softball team.
I believe we had that yesterday.
That's true. Oh, yeah. I was out there last night with our guy Trevor Rosenthal, Kyle McClellan. Good crowd, couple thousand people. I think they're going to have one.
Yeah. You never know sometimes what hits. And I think that has a chance to hit and be popular.
I realized the last time I was at that park, which used to be the home to the Rascals, which Ken Wilson would do the ads for, 240 Bats. It's now home to the O'Fallon Hoots. The last time I was there, Jeff Fisher's charity softball game in 2015, talking about how much he loves St. Louis, Doug. Speaking of relocation, and when I was there last night, covering the PSL, Professional Softball League. I met Chairman Kurt's dad.
Nice.
He was
Did you
hanging.
really?
Yeah, we had a nice
Nice.
discussion.
That's
What a
great.
delight.
He was on the call, wasn't he?
He was on the call. There was a broadcast of the game.
He was doing the broadcast of the game?
Apparently, I had no idea, but that's what Martin
Play-by-play
told me.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Good for him.
I heard Jerome Kersey was seen in St. Chuck last week. That's from stepdad Gary. Wow. Jerome Kersey was part of that team that lost to the Pistons, Doug?
I don't know.
I think Clyde Drexler, he was at Donut Drive-In this morning.
No way.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. It's starting to happen.
I don't know that it's starting to happen.
What?
Sounded like Mary Cara Spencer was on board with Jackson being the play-by-play guy.
She seemed interested. Jerome Kersey died
Oh.
11 years ago.
Well, then we probably ought to cover that story more.
You know,
If the stars align, the Trailblazers will move to St. Louis and then move again in 5 years. Then we can say we lost 2 NFL teams, a Major League Baseball team, and 2 NBA teams. Too bad the city upgraded the Enterprise Center because we could have lost an NHL team too. Go St. Louis. Keep steering the ship right into the iceberg, Doug. That comes from the Warrison Woods wacko. Not on board.
that kind of hurt. He forgot that we lost an ABA team, too. That stung just a little bit.
Spirits?
So we don't want an NBA team because we would eventually lose them, and that would go on our resume.
Better to love and lose than to...
Papers, if there was an NBA team here, and I don't think it's happening, and you had a credential, do you think you'd go to every game?
Yes.
In part to see the opponent, like whoever's
I mean,
in town.
maybe not every single game, but most.
For the record, in Portland, the council is scheduled to hold public testimony on the proposed term sheet on August 5th and 6th, and then they will vote on the term sheet on August 12th. So August 12th is a significant day for the Portland Trailblazers' future in the Pacific Northwest. And, Doug, you'd have to think on August 13th we will find out the spirits of St. Louis are going to be starting up play here next year. That'll be fun.
Well, it would be fun. It would be fun. I think the only thing that could possibly make that happen is if somebody here stepped up with a couple $1 billion and said, I'll take it from here, and threw so much money at the current owner or made it so attractive to him that they would say, okay, let's try St.
But they're not
Louis.
looking to sell the team.
Right, but if they build him an arena, a brand new arena, or offered him some sweetheart deals.
Well, who's going to, like you're saying, the city would build that?
No, the city wouldn't.
But a billionaire's
It
not
would
going to
say,
just
Why would a
build
billionaire
building.
just
I don't
build
know, maybe
a venue
buy
and not
into
have
it.
any equity in the business?
whether that's Chaffetz or Dave Stewart or one of the Taylor, whoever the billionaires are around here, if somehow they so desperately wanted in, even if it's a minority stake, I can't see any other scenario where it would happen.
We don't need the NBA now that the Dome has been converted into a wild bird sanctuary? That's from Dogtown Yesterday. Is that right?
Really?
It's a wild bird sanctuary?
Might as well be. There's probably some pigeons in there.
Yeah, definitely.
You think there's like a hawk?
I don't know if a
not.
hawk would be interested, but a pigeon would probably find a nice home in the dome.
Sure.
They're not happy with my idea of it being the spirits of St. Louis. Come on, Tim. The NBA team should be named the St. Louis Rhythm because then sharing one venue, we could have the Rhythm and the Blues.
No, I like that.
314.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, Jackson, you just
No,
booed.
I like
No,
it.
St. Louis Rhythm. That sounds like a bad AAU team. I'm out on that. It's either, I don't
So you
mind.
will not call games for the St. Louis Rhythm.
If the NBA comes here, they can name them whatever. I don't care. But the perfect world, I wouldn't mind keeping the Trailblazer name because I think it's a cool name and
The gateway to the West.
Yeah, Lewis and Clark. There's some real stuff here
Sure.
with that. But if not that, that has to be the spirits of St. Louis. St. Louis Rhythm. No, thank you.
Was that serious? The
I
Rhythm?
don't know. That seemed like the guy was interested. But I don't know.
It's not taken by anyone else.
For the record, Martin, you have a relationship with the Chaffetz family, right?
Yeah, fair amount.
I've never met in person, but his son has DM'd me before, and his if you go to his Twitter tweets page, Doug,
It would be Ross.
Ross,
Chaffetz?
that's correct. His top post, most recent post, is the question of whether St. Louis could land an NBA franchise is drawing responses from fans, elected officials, and sports business leaders. That's Ross Chaffetz, whose father holds shares in the Portland Trailblazers. and their future in Portland will be decided August 12th with a vote by the Portland City Council. You're welcome to give your thoughts at 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service text inbox. Form Energy YouTube chat. 233 friends are in there. Subscribe to the channel. And you can sit in there and watch the program. And if you'd like, you can interact with Iggy's Prison Window Hand, TMA Remote Lamp, the Overbearing Sports Dad, the Walrus King, and, of course, the Devil's Crotch. And they're all talking to Doug's Closet Hanger and Murphy VR. Coming up at 9 o'clock on your Polos Plus dossier, friend of the program, Josh Schertz with us. Doug, how about that?
Oh, that'd
we
be
always
great.
enjoy a Josh Schertz visit on
Maybe
the show.
another open workout tonight, Billiken
Yeah.
fans. 6 o'clock, Shafe, it's free.
I'm telling you, with all this rain, that might not be a bad play. It is pouring here in the Creve Coeur area in St. Louis. Look at this, Doug. You see these stories? I saw the radar. I don't know what station we have up there, but the radar shows a lot of storms coming from the west right through St. Louis. So if you're in the St. Louis area, heads up. So my point is, if you're looking for something to do and it's going to be raining, wouldn't be bad to go down and see that open practice for the Billikens, rah, rah, rah. And there's a chance that I will be there. But I have a policy, and I think at this point it's well known. It's at the top of my Twitter page, along with that LSU mom, that when I'm with my family, I will not sign. So I'm sorry about
Pictures?
that. If you have a step stool,
Bring your own step stool
BYOSS.
and be quick about it.
And no contact.
At the security gate. Sir, you cannot bring a step stool into the building. It's to meet Tim.
Right. They'll know.
Serious. I like that. That lets us know that a text is serious.
Okay.
Serious. Does anybody really think the Blues would want the Blazers here? That ownership group has some swinging D's that could probably veto any NBA relocation. That's from the Worst Woods Wacko. He doesn't think the Blues would want them here.
No, I don't think the Blues would want him here at all.
That corporate money would get spread a little further out.
Yeah.
Sure, what's standing in the way of progress then?
Wow, there he is, the voice.
Once
of
again,
the
going
rhythm,
after
Jackson
hockey,
Burkett.
Tim.
Yeah.
Well, you just have to look at it realistically. Would you want competition if you were the Blues?
I don't know, man. It's two different sports. I have 100, I could give you 15 examples of an NBA team and an NHL team playing in the same market and
Give me
doing
one
quite
example.
well. Boston.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, but they've been there forever. It's not like the current hockey team has a say over whether the Celtics are going to stay in Boston or not.
Right. But I don't
Who'd be a
why
good
couldn't they
comp?
coexist? Why
Would
couldn't
be
I
a
don't
good
get
comp. Well, I think the concern, if you were the Blues, would be corporate dollars.
it? Okay.
And so we need a good comp market size, not Chicago, New York, LA, where they have multiple teams.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think the Penguins would be trying to lure an NBA team in to compete with them.
Contemporary would be, oh man, trying to think. Utah, Salt Lake City.
Fair amount smaller, but yeah, instead of, so you're saying they have both and they
have
make it
both.
work.
You're correct. Just brought an NHL team in there.
I'm with you, Jackson. That's from Little Jackie's Rolling Papers.
Well, I think as fans, we'd all want it to happen. I'm
We're just saying their position.
realistically.
We're not saying don't do it.
Right. Okay.
But I understand why a team like that might say,
right. But how? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that.
I'm just saying in their own best interest.
Right.
If we were a larger city, maybe there'd be more corporate dollars to go around to buy up season tickets and suites and all that.
The NBA sucks. How about that? That's from Moist to Salou.
Okay.
Possible burner, by the way.
I guess that's the last word on that.
I think the Blues would actually love it. That's from Stepdad Gary. Now,
What?
Ryan Smith owns both the Jazz and the Mammoth. That's an important note, by the way.
Yeah. Why would the Blues love it?
And I think that's why Bill Laurie wanted to do it, because he owned the Blues. He's a passionate basketball guy.
Yeah.
And then wanted to bring an NBA team. And then would all been under his umbrella.
Nice 15 examples, Papers. Spoken like a true lib with your standing in the way of progress comment. That's from the overprotective Golden Girl dad who doesn't want the NBA here.
Okay. We can keep being what we are.
I don't know why
What are we?
Exactly.
I don't know why you wouldn't want the NBA.
God, I'm like on mushrooms. Metro Boomin. Doug Big Al wants to talk it over, but we need to break.
So
We need to break.
He's got to hang out.
He's going to have to hang out.
I think he can hang.
Yeah.
I bet he wants to see the Blazers here. So he will give us the first word when we go to the phone lines. Callier and Thompson phone lines. Josh Schertz at 9 o'clock coming up. Got the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today coming up also on the Polos Plus dossier. This is TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals lose the finale at home against the Cubs. They now head on the road to Canada to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Game tonight, 6:07 p.m. First pitch. Kyle Leahy on the mound for the Cardinals. Dylan Cease on the mound for the Blue Jays. That was another SportsCenter update, and it's brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You will be saying, I love my windows.
What do you think of this?
I'm trying to hear the lyrics.
Now that you've heard the lyrics, what do you think?
I can't make out what he's saying.
This is the new college football anthem for 2026.
How about that?
ESPN just put it out an hour ago.
How about that?
Okay.
Shabuzi and Gunna.
Now what do you think about it?
Well, I still can't understand any of the lyrics.
Video's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Would recommend checking out on ESPN's Twitter.
Inject that straight into my veins. That's some Indebor we trust.
Oh, gosh.
Shabuzi's ass. It's American the Sensualist.
No surprise.
I figured this was Kurt's AI. That's some jugs in D.C.
I kind of thought it was, too.
Well, that says some pretty good stuff about what I create, because that was real and that was legit.
Yeah.
Doug, what do you think about Shabuzi?
Oh,
kinda
I'm
liked
fine
it.
with Shabuzi.
I kind of liked it.
I just
American the
couldn't
Sensualist
understand.
says he's ass.
I couldn't understand most of what he was
He's
saying.
ass.
I like
But
Shabuzi.
that's a new so sometimes
New
Eric's
report?
thing is woke loser
Right.
and now ass.
Yep.
So there's choices.
Well, we all have choices.
This guy, have you been like
So existential today.
sitting up reading philosophy books at night, son?
No. I just, I sit here and wonder.
What is?
Sit here and wonder.
You can wonder on the phone lines if you'd like. 314-974-0101, Callier and Thompson phone lines. Text in 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service text inbox. Open up your YouTube app. Watch the show. I think we all look cute. I don't know. 245 people are in there. Some of them are guys. It's the Form Energy YouTube chat. Iggy's Prison Window Hands talking to Chairman Kurt and the Devil's Crotch, and Scorsy who's talking to Jeremy Hodge. And you can go in there and talk to Kitty Bates. You can get involved there and email in also for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, which comes your way in the Polos Plus dossier at 9:45 at 9 o'clock. Josh Schertz will join us. Martin, can you tell people about that Design Air Heating and Cooling?
Design Air Heating and Cooling has been around St. Louis for more than a century. Continues to be family owned and operated. Seth Goldcamp and the team there making sure in the summertime that AC works just right. Same in the winter when it's your furnace, and they're committed to doing this by working with the employees, making sure when they're in your home doing the repairs, they're not trying to sell you something they don't need. There's been some great examples of folks who've had just the opposite. They've emailed us and said when they contacted Seth and had his employees come in, they let them know it's just a simple repair that needs to be done. That's what you can count on when you're dealing with Design Air service. It's not just the great product and the great employees, but it's that integrity that they built their name on for a long time. That's why all of us go to Design Air year-round. It's designerservice.com if you'd like to sign up for one of those maintenance plans. Just know you're working with the best. A lot of choices out there, but designerservice.com, the place to go summer, winter, year-round for all your heating and cooling needs.
Doug is looking cute today in that slew blouse he's wearing. Where'd you get it, Doug? That's from Katie Woo's burner.
Here.
I think I got it from Slew, probably. I had to wear it because it's so cold in the studio.
And you also had to wear it because we're getting paid to talk about St. Louis University.
I
on
didn't
this
want to
show.
say that.
Josh Schertz at 9 o'clock.
Josh Schertz at 9 o'clock is a perfect example. Big Al is on the Callier and Thompson phone lines, Doug, and he wants to talk it over with you. Good morning, Big Al.
Okay.
Morning, boys.
Hello, Al. How are you?
So, not good. I got devil's crotch, so if I yell out, I tore my groin. So, hey, Chairman, can you put on some Drowning Pools? Nothing wrong with me? That'd be a good one.
Hey, Jackson, can you put on some Drowning Pool?
Yeah.
What'd you do
now,
to tear your
next
groin?
week. Oh, well, that's a whole deal. I went to my granddaughter's play, and with they let us in the auditorium. It was dark, and I saw seats across the room. So I start out in a pretty good clip to get seats, and they put two black benches knee-high in the dark, and they took me out knee-high. I played football, and I've never been tackled like this, so I'm going to try to get the benches to play for my Raiders so we can make some tackles, because that was a good one.
I see. All right.
And I just got out of the MRI tube, and I tell you, is anybody on the dossier torn a groin before?
On the dossier.
Josh Schertz.
I have not. No, I have not done that.
No, I picture you just barreling over children to get to that good seat.
And then getting chop blocked by a bench.
Yeah, I cleared the room. And then I fell, and everybody's like, oh, my God. And I started to pick up the bench and throw it as I yell, who puts black benches in a dark room? And then my son was behind me, and he grabbed the bench, so I didn't get a chance to throw it. So I'm glad I didn't say any F words or MFs because it was my granddaughter's play, and she said that there behind the screen, and somebody said, "Does anybody know that guy?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's my papa." Ow.
Oh,
So
I was thinking she
anyway.
was saying, "Daddy, next time can we not invite Grandpa?"
Give me your feet. No kidding. And she goes, "Papa, were you going to throw that bench?" I go, "No." She goes, "Papa?" I go, "Well, maybe." But anyway, how you doing, Martin?
I am good. I'm doing good, Big Al. It's great to hear your voice. I'm sorry. So what's the recovery here on this torn groin?
Who the heck knows? I got 2 tests so far, and they say nothing. Now I got the MRI, so now I got to go to a surgeon. But I tell you what, if I move my right leg wrong, I yell out like somebody hit me with a cattle prod. And it's really hot when you're in the friggin' store in your little scooter, and you move to get something and you yell out. People are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay. I got devil's crotch. Leave me alone."
Sounds like you were injured due to the negligence of others. Hello, Brown.
Yeah,
22.
Oh, I am. I'm calling Terry. You darn right. I wasn't going to, but I'm not like one of that. But now I'm in 3 tests in deep, and this thing is very painful. So I'm gonna find out how much insurance they got, because they're gonna pay Big Al. So happy Friday, guys. Go ahead.
I would love to see a conversation with Big Al and Terry Crouppen. I'd just like to be a fly on the wall in that room. I think it would be very entertaining.
I love Terry. He's the man.
He
but
is.
I tell you what, Jackson, I go back to the St. Louis Spirits with Bob Costas calling.
Sure. Moving
calling
Marvin
the show.
Barnes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Maurice
and-
Lucas.
And Fly Williams with the cocaine, with the suitcase of cocaine.
Allegedly.
They tried to cut him, and Marvin goes, no, allegedly. Marvin goes, "You ain't cutting him. What's wrong with you, fool?" So, anyway, I just want to say, yeah, we'll take a basketball team, darn right. And let's name them St. Louis Spirits again.
Hell yeah. Sign up to be the TMA Listener of the Month. 101 here on TMASTL.com. It takes like 1 minute, Big Al. This call might just send it over
this
the
could
end.
be your time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. I don't like to brag, but I'm a pretty big deal, so I will.
That's
Love you guys.
Doug, there he is.
All
It's
right.
Big Al.
Thanks,
Good luck
Al.
with the groin.
Yeah.
Strong call.
Very strong. Could be Listener of the Month worthy.
It had that feel.
Anybody on the dossier? I like that. So we could start referring to the written outline of the show, which includes segments like Rummage Sale,
My bag of tricks.
paper from the desk of Jack
From
B.
the desk of Jack B.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I think Paper's Tricks, Bag of Tricks, had
Yeah.
nothing underneath it. But it was
That's the trick.
a real surprise.
It was in invisible ink.
But that was in the dais, and then we're sitting on the dossier. We're going to flip them.
Yeah, I mean, they're both words that kind of have semi-silent S's.
I just pictured Big Al knocking over children just to get the best seat in the house. And then he got taken out by a bench.
You're welcome to share your thoughts by phone call, just like Big Al, at 314-974-0101. And, of course, you can email in, because we've got that Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day coming up at 9:45 on the Polos Plus dossier. Plus Josh Schertz coming your way at 9 o'clock. Big Al's looking to talk to Terry Crouppen, so he needs to call 314-222-2222 or go to getbc.com. Brown and Crouppen is the presenting sponsor of the Morning After, and Brown and Crouppen is local. Founded here in 1979 and serving St. Louis for more than 45 years. Don't you want a local law firm, one that knows how to handle the big national insurance companies and the local courts? That's Brown and Crouppen. After an accident, money's tight, and that's why they offer so much for free. You can always call for free, any day, anytime. Your first consultation's always free, and they come to you for free, whether it's at home or in the hospital. At Brown and Crouppen, it won't cost too much. You pay nothing up front, and they never get paid unless you do. When you're a client, all questions are answered for free. If you think you may need Brown and Crouppen services, call 314-222-2222 or go to getbc.com and make sure you let them know you heard about them on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord. We have the VIP Auto Accessories Clips of the Week coming up as well, plus Josh Schertz joining the program and the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about AutoLoanPro.com. Great website because all the vehicles are right there on the site. And when you pick out a car at AutoLoanPro.com, they're going to make sure you get the best possible deal. That means little to nobody down. Also, best rates possible. And they're able to do that because AutoLoan Pro has over 50 different lenders, so they can shop it around. And they want you to know it doesn't matter what the situation, what your circumstance is, they will find you the very best deal. You pick out the car, they find the financing for you. Financing a car can get a little complicated, especially if there's been a hiccup. Let AutoLoan Pro help you out, get you back on track. In addition to that, they also have that free playbook we've been telling you about, explaining the credit industry to you. So get educated on the credit industry and get your next car. They're part of the Lita family online at AutoLoanPro.com. Get the car, get your credit back on track. Sign up today online.
Doug, Coldplay.
Okay.
Are people split on Coldplay? Are they?
That's Doug.
People are split on everything.
I know, but I know people are split on U2 in the post force this album on your phone world a little bit. But before that, I feel like U2 had a lot of equity. Coldplay, I feel like, is up and down. Some people really like them. Some people
Doug, what do you think?
can't stand them.
I don't know.
Sounds like you're bothered by the question.
If you like him, you listen to him. If you don't like him, don't listen. That's the end of the problem.
Right. But that's your general
He's
feeling
kind
on
of a
most
music
things.
libertarian.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, why would you hate music? You just there's certainly music you don't like, so don't listen to it.
But there's popular bands that people have opinions on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
If you like Nickelback, you get ha ha.
That was
almost a shtick.
Yeah. I like Coldplay.
I think Coldplay can be labeled as oh, you're a sissy. Oh,
it's very mainstream.
You're joining your Coldplay.
It's very mainstream.
But I think it's a little more your
soft
Libby
rock
Jazz.
type stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Chris Martin has an undeniably great voice.
I like Coldplay.
Yeah.
He produced that halftime show at the World Cup, the Madonna vehicle.
Rough start. Got better as it went on.
Okay.
Think about it.
What are you thinking now that you're
And that
hearing
clock's, that's really, what do you call that? Like audio candy or something? It just gets in your head.
Yeah. I think a lot of their music kind of has that kind of soothing kind of feel.
But there are some people who think if it's not real heavy banging music,
Sure,
then
but
it's for sissies. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that.
yeah, but who cares?
And his daughter is Apple?
Apple Martin, I think you're right. Was that with Gwyneth Paltrow? Yeah.
Chris Martin is so dreamy. Doug, that comes from Gus.
Okay, Gus.
Chairman Kurt just sent me a text about a Larry Hughes soundbite, and I got to be honest with you, I'm not familiar with this.
Okay, so Will Salisbury is a local writer. He does some stuff on Danny Mac's site, and he has a show called Hoops on Scoops where they talk basketball. And he sent me a clip of Larry Hughes talking about the NBA in St. Louis. Like, would it work, that topic? And I said, when is this from?
Doug, would the NBA work in St. Louis? 314-974-01.
I'm paraphrasing as if Thurman is calling in on 590. He said, here's Larry Hughes' take. And I said, when was this? He said, it's from last Tuesday. So it's not a year or 2 years ago. So I'm thinking it's with the backdrop of it maybe being potential. This is from the Hoops on Scoops basketball show on Danny Mac's website.
Man, I think we can support a professional team. I think that there were challenges, over the years as far as bringing in exhibition games and there not being a full gravity pull towards those games and being in those arenas because there may be, two teams that they're not our team. So, we can come we can like guys that play on these teams, but I think that was a big deal for the NBA is like when those teams and those exhibition games came, what was the vibe, what was the environment like to support a team long term. But I think we have the ability to have the facilities. Obviously we have, historically we've had a really good baseball team. We've been a little bit up and down, the last few years, and then obviously our football team is gone. But we've shown in the past that we can support a professional football team. So I just think it's just a matter of just timing. And right now, with all the other spots in the Europe and the Vegas and stuff, we might get kicked to the burner just because we're a Midwest sort of vibe and they may be looking for like a bigger sort of market. Yeah.
Kicked to the burner. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
When they used to have the Kansas City Kings would come here and play exhibition games. Remember that at the old arena, Doug?
Yeah.
And I think the Kansas City Kings would get bothered because people would show up to largely see who the opponent was. So if they were playing the Lakers or the Celtics, St. Louis fans were all excited because they got to see an out-of-town star team. They weren't necessarily rooting for Sam Lacey and the Kansas City Kings. But we used to have an exhibition game here and there.
Yeah.
And that was what was going to happen would have been last fall. Jason Tatum wanted to bring a Celtics exhibition game here, and they were going to play it at Chaffetz.
Then he popped his Achilles.
And then he popped his Achilles. Because Brad Stevens had done a site visit, actually, at Chaffetz to kind of vet the whole thing. And
Just
why
to
not?
see if the NBA would work in St.
Well,
Louis.
no, that was
Get a feel.
just to see if, okay, we're going to play a game there. Let's take a look. That's what I was told. And then it fell through because Tatum. So I guess they could revisit that. Not that that's not going to get you a team, but at least maybe get some momentum.
But you remember what got Oklahoma City a team was when the New Orleans then Hornets were suffering through Katrina. They needed a new place to play during that cleanup period, so they moved to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City proved that they could really support a team. Then Seattle moved there.
So maybe if we get a natural disaster, we could borrow a team
I'm not
for a
necessarily.
while.
Well, you want the natural disaster elsewhere. Probably Oklahoma City, actually.
How the spirits draw when they were here. That's from Pat from O'Fallon, Missouri.
Not good.
But
not good.
I would tell you that the landscape in St. Louis has changed from 50 years ago, and that was an ABA team, not an NBA team.
But the landscape, you could argue, was better 50 years ago. We had a bigger city.
Right, but sports viewership has changed a lot in 50 years. People going to games, TV ratings, all that stuff is way different.
Well, people used to have to go to the game more back then because not every game was on TV.
Right, but TV ratings are also important. TV numbers are
yeah, they are.
very
But
important.
I would say we were probably a more viable sports town 50 years ago than we are now.
I think St. Louis should actually start really promoting our population instead of constantly dumping on it. I mean, the greater St. Louis region has like 2.8 million people, which is bigger than a market like Oklahoma City. It's totally possible an NBA team would do well here. That's from the 314.
I don't think anyone is doubting the possibility of an NBA team doing well here. I think there's some people with some pessimism towards it. But overall, I think if you were to poll St. Louisans, sports fans, I would bet overwhelming majority would be like, yeah, I think not only would I like an NBA team here, but I think they'd be supported. That's just maybe me being optimistic.
Jackson's way too biased for this conversation. That's in The Hunchback of Vaughn Castle.
Just because I'm biased doesn't mean I'm wrong.
The Blazers are not coming to St. Louis. Move on! That's from the St. Charles Illini, Doug, and he is not happy with the idea of the conversation of the Blazers moving to St. Louis.
Yeah, my first instinct is that if they move anywhere, they're going to want to go to the biggest town possible. But that wasn't necessarily the case with Seattle, who chose Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Grizzlies, who chose Memphis. So,
Right.
maybe there's hope.
Right. Or a pessimist would say maybe teams have learned from those mistakes. Although Oklahoma City has been very successful in that market, Memphis has been up and down in their success. So,
And the NBA's long had teams in medium-ish sized markets.
Right.
You look at San Antonio historically, and I'm sure they've probably gone up in the ratings, rankings, but Portland, Salt Lake.
Yeah.
The Veiled Prophet wants us to talk doggies. Stop talking NBA. I'm tired of it. He wants us to talk doggies.
Okay. Well, if he's tired of it, I guess that's the end of the conversation.
It's more than population. They need corporate support. When companies are leaving left and right in this dying city, guess what? It ain't happening. That's from Sharon in Clayton. So she is on board with the Veiled Prophet.
Yeah, we lost another corporate head just this week, right, with Panera Bread.
You guys want to take a guess on what media market New Orleans is?
Oh, man, I used to know this because I was looking for jobs a quarter century ago, and I knew the television markets. I'm going to go 45.
I'll say 40.
It's right around there. I wonder if they lost population after Katrina.
Yeah,
and
it's a nice play, Martin.
48.
It's the 50th.
How about that?
That surprised me.
You thought it was bigger?
I thought it was like in the 30s.
What is Austin now? Because when I
good
was
question.
looking for television jobs,
Were they like a 60 back in the day?
And I would have to think it's into the 40s now, maybe bigger.
It is bigger. Wedged in between Kansas City and Columbus, Ohio, is the 34th media market.
How about that? And in 1999-2000, it was 60th.
And it'll be top 30 here by 2030. I bet.
And what's Portland?
Portland, it's a good question there, Martin. Portland media market is
30-something?
It is boy, I'm not seeing it anywhere here. It's 23rd, one ahead of St. Louis, Missouri.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what's behind St. Louis? At number 25?
Not Raleigh.
No. Raleigh is actually ahead of both Portland and St. Louis at 22.
Can we have initials, please?
Brian Henshin.
Indianapolis.
Yeah. 25. Nashville, 26.
Indianapolis has NBA and NFL.
They got the city-county merger.
Indianapolis has exactly what I want. No offense.
Oh, my
You
God.
don't want baseball.
My heart just
You don't
stopped.
want baseball.
NFL and NBA.
This is the
would be
home of
your
the St.
top
Louis
two
Blues,
choices.
Yeah.
sir. This is the home of the St. Louis Blues.
I'm more. I'm more heartbroken it was baseball. But Indianapolis kind of has like an NFL team and an NBA team would be like.
Cincinnati's got NFL, MLB. That would appeal to a lot of folks.
Sure. I'd still rather have NFL, NBA.
Why don't you move there since Henshin's living there anyway? You guys are
The time
commuting
zone
right
thing
now.
is weird with Indianapolis.
No, I think
They're East Coast.
I think they're just East Coast.
I know, but it's like right as you get into Indianapolis, it turns East Coast. So like there would be trips you're making where
I
you're
think it's
going
the whole
back
state.
to the
I think it's the
central.
whole state now.
Ooh, I don't know. Is it?
I
thought
Because
there was
it
a
used to be like a
split.
dividing line down the
Right.
middle of the state,
Right.
which is really weird.
Right. Michigan, the whole state is Eastern time, which could get
I think
confusing.
Indiana changed it because it was
Okay.
too weird.
It was really weird when I went.
It doesn't feel like you're to me anyway, a big-time sports city if you don't have the NFL.
You doing a live read?
I think that is apt. Yeah, I agree.
What are you trying to say?
I hate saying it.
When that's by far the number one sport, if you don't have it, you're kind of on the outside looking in some way.
What?
What's the most surprising city to have the Big Four?
Detroit? No, that's 14.
I'd say Minneapolis probably.
That's 16.
Yeah.
Really? You think Minneapolis? But
that
here's the
is-
thing. I'm not looking at the list.
No, I'm just saying,
so-
top of my head, like cities that actually have all four outside of the obvious with New York, LA, Chicago.
Denver and Minneapolis are maybe closer to our size than any other that have all four.
But different trajectories.
What makes you say that?
Do you count Green Bay and the Milwaukee? Obviously,
Yeah, Martin, you're our expert on
they don't
Wisconsin.
I mean,
hockey,
they're a couple
they have-
hours apart.
They have hockey, but if
but
you lived in
certainly
Milwaukee,
it's
you'd
their
be a
team.
Packer fan.
Oh, for sure.
So
See,
they
I
have
think
3. If you count that, they have
those
3.
would be your 3 right there.
Oh, that
NBA,
Major League
NFL, and baseball.
That would be so great.
But then you don't.
You can add hockey. That's not going to affect. I'm not watching either way.
Cleveland's probably the biggest not to have all 4.
Not to have all 4? Yeah, they're 19,
They're kind of
and they're just missing ice
And
hockey.
missing NHL.
Hockey, yeah. Seattle would be the biggest missing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they're about to have their
Right,
4th.
they're at 13. Or actually,
Oh, they're 3.
Tampa.
Tampa's 11
Tampa's 11
with no NBA.
With no NBA. Yep.
Milwaukee has the Admirals. It's from Free Cairo.
Panger's former team.
Okay. All right. Book it.
It is surprising they don't have hockey because hockey's obviously huge in Wisconsin.
Vegas soon to have all 4. They're the 40th market right now.
Denver and Minneapolis do not have the UFL. That's from Battlehawks fan drinking with Kevin in Wright City.
And they're furious about it.
Trying
Well,
desperately
there's a
to get
chance because yesterday the UFL said we're getting rid of Birmingham and Houston.
Yeah.
And where are they going?
Well, they're going away as UFL teams.
Right. And
And
Houston
They're
fans.
contracting?
No,
The
they
realigning.
said they said we're going to find a couple new they unannounced, but Birmingham, you're out. Houston, you're out. And they had relatively low attendance numbers. And by relatively low, Tim, I mean like 5,000 or so. At Houston.
I watched one of those Birmingham games, and I've seen more people at a high school football game.
At a Costco on a Saturday.
Way more than a Costco on a Saturday.
So Houston and Birmingham no longer in the UFL. Goodbye to the Stallions and the
Gamblers?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nice
Gamblers.
papers. Nice show prep.
So they said we'll be getting 2 new cities. But then in 28, they're expanding even more. Oklahoma City's already been added for 2020. I don't know why
Is it a
they
little
can't.
presumptuous to be thinking about 2028?
Well, by 2030, this guy, that Mike Ripoli, the owner,
Sure, yeah.
he said we'll get to 12 teams. 2030.
I don't know if everybody else is on the Houston Chronicle website, but they're not really talking about it there.
Yeah. Well,
UFL is caught between wanting to have and needing to have big markets to get some TV dollars and realizing that those big market teams have no hope to contend with the NFL teams that are also in those cities. How do you sell the Dallas Renegades?
Well,
to the
I think
Dallas
it's
market?
weird that you put them in NFL markets.
agreed.
Well,
I think that's weird.
But they do it to try to get the TV dollars. How do you sell national TV spots if you don't have some big markets?
You're telling me Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek couldn't support
not that
UFL
big.
Use
football?
all that Kellogg's money.
Not
Didn't
that
they used
big.
to? They had the Michigan. Fisher coached like some
The Michigan Panthers, but they were never in Michigan.
Right.
That's when they were based in Birmingham.
But that was different. That wasn't XFL. Right?
That was the
USFL.
Yes.
Yeah, which
Wow.
merged with the XFL.
That's right.
Okay, feeling good about our history over here.
Eric in the Central West End poses a question. I guess everybody's asking. Is St. Louis a 2-team UFL city?
Well, if
Might be. You
New
play
York
doubleheader.
supports the Jets and Giants.
Yep.
You got the dome there anyway. Play one game at noon and start the next one at 4.
That would be fun.
I know.
Let's play 2.
Well, one of the games might be 2 teams from other cities.
Yeah, St. Louis Gerbils.
Nice.
I'm not sure that would sell. Maybe it would.
Fighting Gerbils. Give it a little more edge.
Well, the more I think about it, yes, I think it would work.
It's not a great sign though. There are 2 teams are going away, but we don't really have. We'll more or less we'll be taking applications.
Sure.
And Oklahoma City is going to join in 28. Why not in 27? I don't know. I'm not sure what we're waiting for.
Rapoli said yesterday that the goal is to expand 10 teams by 28 and then 12 teams by 2030.
Okay.
That's ambitious.
Are you guys seriously still talking sports? That's from Jackson Soy Boy.
I think that's a great point.
He is not happy with the topic of conversation.
We should probably apologize.
Yeah, you can send your apologies out via the text inbox 314-399-9646. You can also talk it over in the Form Energy YouTube chat, youtube.com/TMASTL. We have the VIP Auto Accessories drops of the week coming up here on the program. Then we have Josh Schertz joining us at 9 o'clock. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today at 9:45. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Wow, evidence to the contrary here, huh?
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't go if invited, but I haven't been to one yet.
In the theater of my mind, you say that, and then it's a hard cut to you dancing at the Vianney father-son dance. In that
With a father or a son.
in that yellow lit
Both of them.
yellow lit gym that they have.
Sounds like you're going after Vianney's gym.
It's a fine
nice
gym.
gym.
It's just lit. It's much like the Edward Jones Dome, very yellow lights.
You think it was the same contractor who did the lighting?
Yeah, they probably got the overflow from the dome, like CBC got the Saints.
Oh, now CB's
turf.
taking a hit,
Well,
Martin.
didn't the New Orleans Saints donate their field to CBC or the turf?
Yeah, something like that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't remember why or how. But could the yellow lighting kind of be like the altitude in Denver, like it's to your advantage? Only you know how to shoot with the yellow lighting?
We'd always start the season at Vianney in their tournament, and always had to adjust your eyes.
What was the team that painted the visitor locker room pink?
Iowa Hawkeyes.
Is that who it
Hayden
was?
Fry, that was one of his things.
Was that supposed to psych them out?
Yeah. Make them, soften them up. Now they probably play Coldplay in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Teams just can't get out there and play football after that, Doug. If you have a pink locker room, how are you possibly going to go out and play
You
football?
couldn't. I guess it would probably get in your head because you'd be talking about it anyway. Maybe it distracts you a little bit. Or maybe it doesn't matter at all.
Welcome back to the Morning After. It's 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Doug, it's scary outside in St. Louis at 8:44 on July 31st, 2026, and that's because of storms. Scary.
Okay, you don't have to do that with your eyes. And by the looks of it, from the radar I'm seeing,
There's more
on my
coming,
phone
Jack.
and on TV, it's going to last a while.
Telling
It's not
you.
letting up anytime soon.
Man, oh man, it is legitimate precipitation, at least in this area. And like Doug said, looking at the radar, it's throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. But you know what you do? You get a good book and you snuggle up and you podcast this show. You know?
You read and podcast both.
Jackson does that. Don't you do that with that Nancy Drew stuff?
You can't read and podcast.
I don't read and podcast at the same time, but I do love to read.
So what I do is I will listen to either a book or a podcast while I am doing my hashtag show prep in the morning.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
But you're like reading articles and then maybe have a pod. I could like read the articles with maybe a podcast, right? But if I'm reading like a novel, I'll just keep my ears unencumbered.
My ears are unencumbered.
And you would lay back in the hammock in Florida where we'd be all have our spring training home.
Yeah.
Papers would be out there nestled up with a Nancy Drew book and just...
There's never Nancy Drew.
Hardy Boys?
Hardy Boys, yeah. It was,
Boy, that Chet was always a handful.
yeah. I was never reading teen mysteries where someone, stole the homecoming crown. I know.
Shut up, Libby Jack! Vianney renovated their gym 5 years ago. There's no more yellow lighting.
Okay.
That's from West County Trad Sun.
Good on them. Good on them.
Red alert for those of you in the Brentwood area. Sharon and Clayton says it is pouring at the Brentwood Promenade right now, and I am trapped in my car.
No.
That parking lot is no joke.
So if you are in the Brentwood Promenade area, maybe you can go help Sharon.
They used to have the placards in your car. It would say, send help. This is predates you, Jackson. Tim, you would have been really little, but
That
this
hasn't
is
changed.
probably late 70s.
I remember that.
Everybody in a car had literally a placard.
Is that right?
Yeah, and if you had a problem, you would just put it in the back of your
It seems
windshield.
like something you do on a
Send help.
boat.
And it said, send help. Remember that, Doug?
And what were people supposed to do?
Because you didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
But I guess it would be, different stages of it. Hey, we got a flat tire side of the highway. Let's
Yeah,
put that
send
up.
help.
So then you pass by,
Right.
next stop, and
Right.
you go to the gas station,
Right.
somebody back there.
Yeah, the sign said need
But-
snacks.
Or another, like, I've been kidnapped.
Right. Yeah, send
Out
help.
of meth. Like, all these different signs available.
And you just had these came standard in a car, like a spare tire.
No, it didn't come
know.
standard. People made their own, I
Okay.
think.
Baby on board.
That was the next wave. And baby on board. Because I was going to
Yeah,
drive
I was-
irresponsibly, but
yeah.
now I better
I was gonna T-bone you, but
button it up.
Yeah, the phone booth used to be a very important item all over town. Every gas station had them. They were all over the place.
Now the most important item over town is the VIP Auto Accessories Drops of the Week, Doug. And since it's 8:47 on a Friday, it means it's time for us to celebrate Tommy Saboka and Brian Grigg and all the wonderful people at VIP Auto Accessories, a St. Louis business since 1979. For your commercial fleet of vehicles or for your individual personal vehicle, like I did, get my windows tinted there. It's a one-stop shop. It's VIP Auto Accessories. TMA.com. Drops of the week.
Morning after.
Drops of the week.
Yeah, you guys drop it like a hot dog.
It's a wonderful drop.
Indeed it is.
Put that off. Put that off. Put that off. Put that off.
Flip that off.
You just hang on to your one little sex you had.
Jeez. My girthy loins?
That's just a fun little happy about him.
Yeah, I defecated in your house a few years ago.
His new husband is very busty.
The morning after, shout out to the TMA.
Condo paid for, no car payment.
I wouldn't go to Booches for Sappho's.
Yeah. Doug, how you doing, buddy?
You want to be like a snake in the grass.
Don't it make my brown eyes blue?
Get off his ass!
It's as quiet as a little gerbil making its way through a tube.
Why don't we get a pedicure sometime?
Well, don't tell me what to do.
How much ranch dressing would you need to completely submerge two men?
TMA man camp.
Okay, fine. Like I asked you, is he going to retire or not?
I don't know.
Well, that's why you're a clown. Bye.
636 says, Doug, you cannot retire.
I did. You're allowed to.
Thanks.
That was Drops of the Week. Drop.
See, it was worth you not golfing in Foxtrot. It was all worth it right there. You are dedicated to the audience.
I still am surprised by that development yesterday.
I just didn't have clothes. I had to work. I had to get stuff done. I didn't want to keep you guys wait. Like the last thing I want is it's like I'm grinding, finishing up. It's 12:30.
Jackson, who would be the NBA equivalent of Robert Thomas? And I know it's tough because at least for the next 14 months, we don't have an NBA team. Now in 14 months, we will. And I guess, would it be Ja?
No, because Robert Thomas hasn't had any off the ice issues.
Somebody who's way up there with assists.
You know who actually would?
Here we go. We got the answer.
It would be someone like OG Anunoby.
Okay, let's
who
say
won really early and then is.
Let's say we were playing Fox Run yesterday with OG Anunoby.
Yeah, well, he doesn't seem that interesting. Like he's a great player, but he doesn't have a ton of personality.
Okay.
That's not why I compared him to Robert Thomas. I compared him because they both won on a team early in 2019. Both were champions in 2019 and then have had success since. It doesn't matter the person. I just wouldn't want to keep you guys waiting. I don't want to be in a rush. I don't want to then feel bad, then get out there. I'm all hot and bothered about it. I don't have clothes, so I have to go back and get clothes. It wasn't going to work out.
But now going forward, you're always going to keep a spare pair of clothes ready to go and those clubs ready to go because you never know, Doug, when a game can break out.
Right.
It can.
With future St. Louis Blues captain, Robert Thomas.
I'm not saying this as chastising you because I know it was a quick development in terms of
a surprising availability.
Right. And I'm not saying this to be like Tim didn't give me any heads up. If you would have said the night before, hey, thinking about possibly.
It wasn't even on the radar because I thought we were playing a foursome.
Right. I would have been prepared. And then I would have worked ahead of time to make that happen. I could always do that. Drop the hat sometimes. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
And you spent your afternoon cutting those VIP auto accessories clips.
Yeah. Yep. Cut those up. Got that taken care of.
It was all worth it. The Baldwin Beaver. Papers drops are on point.
How about that?
Thanks, Beav.
Jugs in D.C. Incredible drops, Papers. You are a savant.
How about that?
Thank you, Jugs. I like Jugs in D.C., by the way.
Do we have beavers in Baldwin?
Yeah. Outbreak.
Oh, man.
Are there beavers anywhere in the St. Louis region proper?
Maybe not St. Louis, but probably Missouri.
Applause, applause, applause. Might be the best drop segment ever. Wow.
Wow.
Go Piddle. That's from Sharon in Clayton.
Sharon in Clayton?
Thank you, Sharon.
Trapped in her vehicle.
Yeah. I hope maybe that will set you free.
The drops will set her free?
Well, the truth certainly will. Yes, there are beavers in Missouri.
Are there?
Yes.
Okay.
Were those really worth passing up on an opportunity to play with Robert Thomas? That's from Ollie Doesn't Know.
Well, to that person, I would tell them that I take very seriously VIP Auto Accessories sponsorship of the Drops of the Week.
Wow, Tommy Sabulka and Brian Grigg have to love hearing that at VIP Auto Accessories.
The last thing I want to do, they don't give you a half effort when they're tinting your windows or taking care of your vehicle. So I'm not going to give them a half effort on their Drops of the Week.
I'm old enough to remember the drops of the week were like 5 or 8 minutes long. That's
Not that,
Steven time.
That's revisionist history. What they might be thinking of is cuts of the week. Cuts of the week different than drops of the week. But drops have never been that long.
I love you, Jackson.
Wow.
Good work on the drops.
How about that? Look
West County Trad Son.
Yeah. Trad Son.
He was
I thought
mad.
that was the one that was mad about the Vianney
He
thing.
was. He said, I love you, though, Jackson. So he was mad about your Vianney light knowledge.
Sure.
But then he said he loves you because of the
tumultuous
drops.
relationship.
West County Trad.
Now, is this underhanded? Good job for doing your job, Jackson. That's from Irish Peaches. That's underhanded?
Yes.
What about this one?
I'm not asking for praise.
Jackson, Mrs. Swinghaven board member always has her swinger bag in the car just because you never know when you might need it. That's from the Swinghaven board member. What's in a swing?
I was just going to say, I don't
It's
want to
almost
know.
better not to know.
Yeah.
Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Okay, coach.
So whether it's swinging, ice hockey, golf, always be ready.
What gear does a swinger need?
Here we go. Here we go.
I guess it depends on the situation.
I have to tell you, I'm color me curious, Swinghaven board member. You've piqued my curiosity. Like, what would it be?
I wouldn't think you'd need anything.
A little rope.
Oh!
We're not getting a kink shame. If That's what Papers is into, whether he's the tire or being tied up.
No,
Paul Giamatti was into being spanked, Doug?
I don't know what he
liked. He had hot wax on his back.
Oh!
Don't kink shame.
To remove the hair?
No.
Well, what other reason?
Don't kink shame.
Yeah.
You're getting real close.
It's emotion,
I'm
man.
tired of I'm so tired of the woke drops from Lady Sonia's teacup. Thinks the drops are woke. Papers.
Well, I can't argue against it. I'm thinking more what's in the swinger go bag. Probably some like granola bars for some quick fuel.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Nothing that will upset your stomach, though. You don't want anything to rock the boat, proverbially. And then, I think most people can imagine the rest.
Worsen Woods Wacko is giving you life advice if you're interested.
Yeah, all right. Give it to me.
Papers, here's some advice. Get a vasectomy. Have sex with many, many partners. Never get married and move somewhere warm. There you go.
Outside moving somewhere warm, I won't be doing any of that right now.
Okay, I'm going to read that again. So you're not going to get a vasectomy.
Not right now.
You're not going to have sex with many partners.
Nah, more monogamy.
Never get married.
I don't want to do that either.
How about this guy?
You don't ever want to get married?
I do want to get married.
No.
You just completely misheard me.
I guess I
seemingly
misheard the
intentionally.
question.
Seemingly intentionally.
I heard you. I misheard the question.
Okay. Well, I'm pissed.
Paper, those drops for ass. Absolutely horrendous. How could you have that take? That's from Doug's left pinky toe. Weird.
It's kind of amazing that a segment that took, 1 minute? Everyone has an opinion on it.
Yeah, 1 minute and 6 seconds.
It's made or broken their day.
If I can, that's all right.
I'll tell you this, Robert Thomas, friend of the program, said he said he had more people texting him about his round of golf yesterday.
I bet.
Because we were trying to get Papers out there for the Sixum.
I would have loved to be out there. It was a great day for golf yesterday.
I was honestly a little afraid because you were talking about where you guys were playing and with some celebrity like Tim and Robert Thomas.
Thank you, Martin.
I thought maybe some, weirdos other than Chairman Steve might just show up.
I have to also further advance that story because usually when you go there, one of the greatest parts about that golf course, outside of the fact that I truly believe it is one of the 4 best in the St. Louis area, and I'm going as far to the west as Boone Valley on that.
All right.
Is that it's isolated, and you're out there, and that's why you can play Sixums, and it's just an incredible condition, bent grass. And I pulled in, and I'm like, boy, there are a lot of cars here. I hope our little conversation didn't lead to what you were worried about there.
Right.
A lot of bumper stickers that say TMA for life.
That did not happen, however. That did not happen.
I wouldn't recommend it.
That did not happen. Do you think Thomas was treating Papers like Steve Carell's character from Dinner with the Schmucks? Doug, that's from Cut Knipple, and I got to be honest with you, I have never seen that film, so I have no idea what any of it means.
It's been a long time since I've seen Dinner for Schmucks, so I don't know if I can give great counsel on that. It's him and Paul Rudd. You like Paul Rudd, Doug?
Sure.
Yeah, I do too.
How can you not?
Kansas guy.
So just because he went to Kansas?
It's not a great start.
Frank Opinion had a take on, he didn't like Paul Rudd.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened there?
No, I don't think it was personal. Well, what's the deal with this Paul? Well, why is he a star? What's that about? I don't think he's
pretty great in everything he's in.
It doesn't seem like most people would have a strong take on him.
Right.
Or a negative take, but I remember a Frank Opinion bit about not liking Paul Rudd.
He kind of knows what he's good at, and he sticks to that, which I like.
Friend of the show, Frank Opinion,
yes,
who called and said, well, what is this surprise gift? It sounds like a stupid idea.
God, I enjoy that impression.
And I said, well, you don't have to do it. It was just a thought. He's like, well, now, how long would it take? And I go, here we go. This is.
Yeah, you soften them up.
Orson Woods Wacko is back after his advice, which once again, Doug, was get a vasectomy, have sex with many, many partners, never get married, and die somewhere warm. Not move somewhere warm.
Oh, okay.
He says, you've met me, Papers. Do I look happy? I didn't follow any of my own advice. So that's kind of his, I've been there, I've done it, here are the things I do differently, and he's trying to bestow that wisdom on you.
But everyone's different. Every situation's different.
So he's Hal Holbrook, you're Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Ah, yes!
Right. And to be honest, I've met it, and it seems fairly happy. I don't know. I didn't see him, and he seemed miserable. Seemed pretty happy.
Did you see his vasectomy?
No, well, not much to see, right? You either are or aren't.
You don't ask a gentleman to see his vasectomy.
How could you see it? It's an internal situation, is it not?
Yeah.
It's not like they put, like in the old cartoons when the steak would come out and they put rare, a little thing that said rare on the top of the steak. Did they put like that there and they say sliced?
Hey, we haven't seen Kwame Voyukas IV in a while, but he's back because Josh Schertz is about to join us, and he's mad that he's not on right now. Well, we're trying to have Papers become polyamorous and get a vasectomy. Sorry, Kwame. And Josh Schertz is going to join us next year on TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update. It's brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. This just in, Deebo Samuel returning to the 49ers on a one-year deal where he started his career. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's TMA 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Little Jackie Papers, love that Rascal Puff. He's on the ones and twos. Chairman Kurt filtering phone calls and emails, because coming up on the Polos Plus dossier at 9:45, we will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Doug, you've always said about this show that ours is the type of presentation where friends feel like they can
drop in at any time.
And what a delight it is right now, because we have a friend of the program on the Collier and Thompson phone lines here as we start this Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour. Co-host and head coach of the St. Louis University Billikens, Josh Schertz, joins us here on 101 ESPN. Morning, Coach.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
It's going wonderfully. How are things going with you?
Going great. A little rain this morning, but nothing too bad. It's been, I guess, needed, right? So, but no, been a good summer. Capping it off today with big night tonight with our fans, and so it's been good. I'm excited to kind of get a little downtime here after tonight's scrimmage.
Yeah, let the listeners here know what you got going on, because as you mentioned, with all of this rain in the area, and it looks like it's going to take place here for the next couple of hours, if people had outdoor plans, this is an opportunity to see what you guys have going tonight with practice open to the public.
You should, never have outdoor plans in the summer. I think indoor plans are always great. You know, basketball. Listen, but no, we're going to get the guys together tonight. We're going to doors open at 5 o'clock at Chaffetz. 6 o'clock, we'll tip it off. Inter squad scrimmage. We'll have 14 of the 15 guys available. Probably play, around 30 minutes of live action with referees. Great chance to see our players, watch our guys. We had close to probably 2,000 fans for this open one in early July. And so for those that came, it's a chance to kind of gauge progress and see kind of how far we've come since July 2nd, and maybe how far we have to go before November 2nd. But it's also, for those that didn't get a chance, I think it's a great opportunity to really watch our guys in a game setting and give you a little bit of, indoctrination to, the new guys, the returning guys, their growth, all those type of things. I think it's we've done it now. I think this is the second year. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully there's a lot of anticipation, and tonight will be a good night to get a feel for, this team and what it looks like.
It's got to be a lot of fun, the summer workouts for you, because you get these recruits, these transfers. You've seen most of them only on tape. I know some of the recruits last year, like Ishan, you had seen him previously. But for a lot of these guys, right, you get a transfer, you probably didn't see him play in person.
Yeah, no, you don't. And I did with Sheik, but certainly alone Elijah never did. And you really, everybody's, we know. You don't really know a guy until you bring him in and get to coach him and how they fit inside of what you do. And then, really, I've always said this, you got to go through adversity with people before you really know them. And there's none yet, but I do have a much better feel when you get a chance to watch these guys and watch them play and then get and see how they adapt inside your system, how they, understand stuff, how they take knowledge, how they apply knowledge, that type of stuff. You don't know that until they're inside of your practices. And so that's been good. And it's a little bit, it's a little bit like Christmas morning on that first day of practice in June when we get together and start our process.
Have any of the newcomers really flashed so far, really caught your eye, maybe a little bit better even than you thought they were going to be?
I think, and not in a bad way, I think everybody's kind of been what we thought. And I think that those guys are growing and getting better. None of them have been, oh my God, lights out, dominant players, but none of them all of them have shown flashes of being really good players. It's a weird year because all three of our transfers came and they're all bigs. Now Elijah Strong can kind of play as a guard or a big, but Sheik Pearson, Alon Mikaeli, Elijah Strong, all kind of play the same general position. They all came from, different schools, South Carolina, Colorado, Marquette. And all, I think, are certainly shown capable of playing on an A-10 championship level team, a team that can certainly play and win games in the NCAA tournament. And none of them have really, grabbed the bull by the horns and been, hey, look, I'm so far ahead of the other guys. But they've all been good. And I think, this team's a little bit different because last year's transfers could make a bigger imprint because we only had 4 returners. This year with 9 returners, we got 5 guys back, 3 of whom were all league last year. Our 5 best players are the 5 guys that, were played major roles last year. And that's, pretty much to be expected, right? So it's been a little less for those guys to make this huge imprint like last year's portal class did. But that doesn't mean that I don't think that they're going to have a major impact on this team because that's the area of need, the size. And we addressed that in the portal. And I feel really good about where they are. And I also feel really good about where they can be by the time we start actually playing games because they're much better than they were June 8th. They got to be much better as we go along, but they're all 3 guys progressing nicely.
I've heard that Elijah Strong is vocal, maybe like an alpha, that maybe one of your voices, one of your leaders, even though he's new, he's played a lot of college ball already. And I think part of the summer camp, right, you need some personality to emerge, some, who are those leaders going to be? So that's a guy, I guess people tonight, if they go, number 31, who apparently is quite vocal.
Yeah, no, he talks a ton, and you need that. As you said, every team, you got to have your Draymond Greens, your Jimmy Butlers. There has to be a fire, a guy that kind of lights that and brings that energy every day. Because, at the end of the day, we know, it gets, it's a long season. We go 10 months. And that's 10 months of practice. As exciting as I am and as charismatic as I am, and trust me, it's elite. It can get monotonous, right? It can get monotonous. So you need somebody in there that has a natural juice, an authentic energy that's coming in and has that kind of edge to him. And the people, our fans know, that was Deion Brown last year. Robbie brought that calmness, that coaching, that focus, that ability to kind of stay even keeled throughout the ups and downs. And Deion Brown is, bouncing off walls, doing backflips, and and you need both of those things to really have a successful team. I think one without the other doesn't work.
It does seem early to be hitting it kind of hard. You don't play a game for 3 months. You worried at all about injuries or guys burning out early, or is that even a factor at all that you think about?
It's funny. Everybody does the summer different. I have friends of mine that, don't practice at all in the summer. They just do skill development and they just, small group stuff. And other guys, really, really get after it. I don't know that there's a right or wrong way. There's the way that you're most comfortable with. For us, we approach the summer with a great sense of urgency. I think we're trying to lay a foundation for how we want to play, create an identity. I don't worry about, burnout. I don't worry about that stuff because I feel like, our teams historically, not always, but historically have, played their best at the end of the year. This is the way we've kind of approached it. Indiana State made that run in the NIT. I thought last year we played really well, in the NCAA tournament. But it is a long season. And, you are going to have your ups and downs inside of it. And it's certainly always, you're always concerned about injuries. But I think it's kind of like when you get back in the fall, there's a lot of, and I'm not saying it's not, but the less is more, is it always? And if you're not doing enough, are guys going to get hurt because they're going from 0 to 100? And so I've always erred on the side of trying to make practice fun. We don't keep them out there forever. We try to work with a level of efficiency in terms of when we hit the court, how we're going to operate, move through things quickly. And this summer, we were allocated 8 weeks. You get 8 hours a week for 8 weeks. This is the end of week 7. So I'm giving them, we're not doing an 8th week. So they're going home after tonight and they'll have, 3 weeks off instead of 2 weeks off before we reconvene for practice and school and everything that comes in the fall. So, I don't know that there's a right or wrong way. I think you got to do it the way you do it. But for me, we want to set a standard, set a tone, set a way to go about business. And we want to give these guys a chance. And part of the way we play I think you have to play a lot. You got to get a lot of repetitions in 5-on-5 for them to figure out each other, figure out themselves, the new guys to get acclimated. We've played almost, by the end of tonight, we'll have played right about 2,000 possessions of live 5-on-5 this summer. And, and so that's a pretty good sample size, data size for us to accumulate some information. Then we'll go back and look at everything and reset for the fall. But yeah, so everyone is different. This is the way we do it. And, but obviously you keep your fingers crossed in terms of injuries and those things.
I know your guy, Dusty May. He was able to make the leap to the NBA, leaving Michigan for the Mavs job. We're doing our best to bring the NBA to St. Louis. So, Coach, I know you're a fan of the league. We're monitoring the Blazers situation, part owner, Richard Chaffetz. So, could you see St. Louis, and I'm on the record as saying I don't think it's happening, but could you see St. Louis being an NBA town?
Absolutely. I mean, I think St. Louis, is an elite sports town. I mean, you look at, our size, and we host, we have MLB, we have NHL, we have Major League Soccer. There's a appetite for basketball here, as, we've seen. I 100% think St. Louis could support an NBA team and do it in a really, in a really big way, if it was to happen. So, I think it's always about, you look at, like, to me, people would say maybe the best fan base in the NBA and the hardest place to play in the NBA would be probably surprising. It's not, New York, Madison Square Garden, when it's turned up, is probably the top, but night in, night out, it's Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And those fans and their passion and it's not the size, it's the passion, it's the energy, it's the knowledge of the people, that are involved. And so for us, I think if it happens, the St. Louis could certainly, rally behind it and support it in a real, legitimate way that would, ultimately be great for the NBA. It'd be a great city to host an NBA team. So I don't think there'd be any question about that.
I told these guys that I'd heard it was going to happen, not 100%, but that before Jason Tatum got injured last year, he was trying to bring a Celtics exhibition game to Chaffetz. Does that ring a bell at all to you?
Yeah, it was on the radar of, like, trying to do that. I had heard that, and that would be obviously amazing to get them to come here and do that. I think there's a, because everybody, would that be bad or good for St. Louis University? Obviously, my priority is our program, but I think it could work one of two ways. I think it could be, who knows? It's a hypothetical situation, but. We have such a good fan base here in terms of basketball, in terms of people that love it, and that are knowledgeable and care. And so I think the exhibition here would pack the place out, obviously, and then also send a message that, hey, this is a city that's capable of operating at the highest level. And if the NBA does look to do that, like I said, I have zero doubt that. St. Louis would be able to meet the criteria, the standard needed, and exceed it, in every which way. Just the way the fan base is and the way the city is.
Have you been able to keep very close tabs with Robbie Avila as he tries to make the Lakers?
Lake Show.
Yeah, I did. I actually, I went out to Las Vegas. They had the UIBL. It was nice this year, so they had a Nike recruiting event, and it was in Las Vegas, which obviously coincided with the Summer League, so was able to spend time, grab dinner with, he and Ryan Conwell, who was drafted by the Heat, who, played Indiana State, and then Jason Ken, who, was at Indiana State with us, played for the Portland Trailblazers, and see Deion Brown, and so, Robbie's, he's full speed ahead. He came back. He and Deion were in town for a couple of days. Actually, we had a day where we had, our guys were able to scrimmage against team that had Yuri Collins, Deion Brown, and Robbie Avila. So that was great for our guys to see what it really looks like and what the level that those guys bring. Not only the level of play, but the level of professionalism. That they bring to work. Yuri obviously very much cut for that same cloth as those guys. So it was Robbie's hammering away at it. He didn't get much playing time in the Summer League, which I know was disappointing for him. But he's got. Which means he's signed to a G League deal. He'll go to training camp with the Lakers. He's ironically the Lakers G League's in Palm Springs, so that's where we played our MTE last year. and we're going back there this year, and that's where Robbie will play his home games for the G League. It's the Coachella Valley Lakers. So he'll be living in Palm Springs. So it should be fun, and I know he's excited to get to work. He's having a good off season, and he'll hit it running and give it everything he's got to be successful for the Lakers.
Billiken head coach Josh Schertz, our guest here on TMA 101 ESPN, friend of the program, talking it over. Can you tell a tangible difference for the momentum of the program from July 31st, 2025 to July 31st, 2026? And if so, how? And I'm talking about not only with your program, but perhaps around St. Louis as well, Coach.
Yeah, no, St. Louis. The amount of people that are excited about the season and come up and not just it's one thing about St. Louis, like the people not just congratulate you, which is nice, but like thank you, and are like, that season was just so great, thank you so much, and what it meant to them, and how excited they are for the coming season. I've really, since we ended in the end of March, I've felt that, and I think everywhere I've been, going out to to a Cardinals game or a Blues game or out to eat or around town for various events, you can sense it, feel it, the anticipation, the excitement. People really, I think last year's team, and I've told this year's team this, it wasn't just what they did, because what they did was special. Obviously, most wins in the history of the school, and that's a pretty amazing accomplishment. But I think more important was how they did it. And how they did it, the unselfishness they played with, the effort they played with, the way they treated people, the way they treated the fans, the way they treated kids, the way they interacted, the way they embraced everything, St. Louis. So I think it was a combination of, what they did, obviously the success, but how they did it. And that really captured the imagination, attention of the city. And then I think, when you look at being able to retain a lot of our guys, certainly when you add two guys that are really familiar to the local people with, Sheik Pearson and Jamison White, it just continued to kind of stack coals to the fire. And I think we're in a really, anticipated season, which is exciting when you're out and about, that people are that fired up about Billiken basketball.
Well, between now and November, Papers, what is that date, Jackson? The 6th?
November 6th.
Okay, you have between now and November 6th to get Jackson. He loves the Billikens, but you are playing the University of Missouri, and we'll just have to curry a little more favor to get Papers on board.
Yeah, we gotta do. Well, listen, I got a big end of summer ahead. I got to get Jackson squared away, okay. And then there's this Iggy who's been popping around and complaining.
Oh dear God!
About how incompetent Martin is at getting stuff for this auction. I said, listen, have you seen Martin's work? I mean, why are you surprised? I mean, they all complain about how incompetent Martin Kilcoyne is. I'm like, have you watched this guy in his media stuff? I mean, so I have to get a ball for Iggy and get that done. And I gotta get Jackson. I gotta get Jackson squared away. So I've got a lot of things on my checklist this summer that I got to get done before November 6th. But certainly getting Jackson on board and getting Iggy squared away are two of my biggest priorities.
Wow, this Iggy has entered the chat. I feel I may have to talk to Coach offline about what's really going on
virus.
here.
It's everywhere.
My goodness.
There he is. Coach Josh Schertz, occasional co-host of TMA, and it sounds like might be active on After the Morning After as well with Ken Iggy Strode. The audience always loves when you come on the show, Coach. As a matter of fact, we have a gentleman says, tell Coach I am ready to run through a wall for him, and let this guy know that I got some season tickets to the Billikens, and that's because of Coach Schertz. So there you go.
I love that.
The people.
I love that. We appreciate these fans. It's the coolest thing how they've rallied around this. It really means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to our players. It creates an unbelievable sense of responsibility, and thank everybody for the support, and look forward to earning it.
Open scrimmage tonight, 6 o'clock at Chaffetz. The doors open at 5, full scrimmage practice, and then the guys will be sticking around after. So if you bring your kids, you want some autographs, pictures, that sort of thing, maybe that's when Ken can do some of his work.
No, you do it for him.
No, I'm sorry. Coach and I are We're in charge of all memorabilia for charity work. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's right. We've moved on. That's another title to my curriculum vitae. Co-host and charity gatherer.
Coach, always appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a great morning. We'll talk soon. Hope to see you guys tonight.
All right. Thanks, Coach. That's Coach Josh Schertz with us here on TMA. And my goodness, his shout out to Iggy's pursuit of charity memorabilia has been met with a rare 100% approval in the Air Comfort Service text inbox.
I hope that the Dish, Brian Kunderman, the sports information director, put Coach up to that. I'm hoping that Coach hasn't been contacted directly by Ken, but I'm concerned.
Doug, I shall read it. I would commit petty theft for Coach Josh Schertz. That's from Tim's travel agent. Coach is the best. That's in the Big Show. My God, I love this guy. That's from Screw You, Margaret. The River to Perry yacht captain says Coach Schertz is the GOAT. Joey Vitale's Orange Scully. Schertz is our king. Coach off the top rope. I'm dead. Ha ha. That's from the 217. I'd like to report a murder. That's from the Hunchback of Vaughn Castle. And then finally, Brian Henshin, don't do it, Josh. Don't bend the knee to the sunburned hijacker who once described himself as Pockets, and that nickname is stuck. And remember, we stand with Mr. Martin despite his incompetency. That's Brian Henshin.
Send me stuff.
Well, I didn't see that one coming, I got to be honest.
No.
Didn't see that one coming.
Oh. And I was for a moment
about clearing me up as a creep.
I was mortified. I really was. I'm like, oh no, has he gotten to him?
Oh, they also are enjoying it right now in the Form Energy YouTube chat as well, so you can talk it over in there with other TMA listeners. They're talking it over. 297 friends are in there. Subscribe to the TMA STL YouTube channel and talk it over throughout the show while you watch the program here on 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Little Jackie Papers, Chairman Kurt filtering phone calls and emails. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
Boy, it is a dark, gloomy day outside. Good time to start thinking about a trip to Florida. If you want to book that for the fall or Christmas, next spring, or later this summer, you're still thinking about getting to the beach. You can do it easily at Mid-America's St. Louis Airport. They're over there in Muscuda, Illinois, the award-winning airport that can get you to 9 different Florida locations. You want to go to Fort Myers, Orlando, St. Pete, Destin, so many great locations, direct flights from Allegiant, great value, and the convenience of Mid-America's St. Louis Airport. Also go to Vegas. Last year they added Gulf Shores. They have seasonal flights to Charleston and Knoxville. Again, direct flights with the convenience that is Mid-America's St. Louis Airport, because you get through the gate and security rather quickly. Get to the gate, I should say, rather quickly. It's typically about 20 minutes from your car to the gate. That includes check-in, security. It's just unheard of, that sort of timing. Big parking lot right in front of the terminal. Walk in, get to the gate, and then enjoy the beautiful weather in Florida or out in Vegas. You can book the flights at flymidamerica.com. Pick out your flight, and just know when you travel there, the convenience is unparalleled anywhere else. Get online at flymidamerica.com.
Oh, Doug. What do you think of this one?
I don't know what's real and what's AI anymore.
Papers, what do we have going on right now?
This is Simpin' by Boyz II Men. And this was featured on the White Men Can't Jump soundtrack.
Wonderful soundtrack.
So that means it's whose birthday today?
Woody Harrelson?
No.
Wesley Snipe?
Wesley Snipe.
Wesley Snipe. Wesley Snipe is 60.
Okay. Doug?
I think he's 63.
I got to recover from Fat Boy Slim. I was way off. Way off.
Turns out he's 63, which Doug just guessed for Wesley Snipe.
Wesley Snipe. I think he's going to be older than you think. But maybe not.
An answer.
64.
64 is the answer.
Wow!
Wesley Snipes, 64.
Highlight of your career?
It's right up there.
Yeah, I bet.
New Jack City was 1991.
I just don't know.
So I'm doing some math here. Of course, he played Nino Brown.
He was 28 and 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
29 in that.
Okay. And that's where Color Me Bad really made their mark.
Well,
yeah. That one affects you.
Pretty great run from Wesley Snipes there. If you go 89 Major League, then 91 New Jack City.
That's right.
90,
Chris Rock.
92 White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah.
And then he served some time, but it's all right.
Speaking of nice runs, I see the TMA Banty Roosters won the Webster Groves Men's Rec League Championship last night.
I have no idea what we're talking. Is this another Chairman Curd thing?
No, there's a softball team that's made up of TMA listeners.
Where did you see this?
I've seen the picture. They sent me pictures of it. My son
But this
John
isn't like public?
isn't public.
Well, like did you see it on social media? That's what I'm asking.
No, it was sent to me personally. My son
you
John.
said it, and I'm like, oh, this must be getting covered somewhere.
No.
Got it.
No.
Got it. John Vaughn's on the squad?
He was last year. I don't think he played this year. It's probably why they won this year. He won the whole shebang.
Nice.
Congrats to the Roosters.
Nice.
Banty Roosters.
This is
Do they have to
ball
pay a
hockey?
licensing fee?
It's softball.
Softball. Okay.
Absolutely.
Papers, you dabble in softball, don't you?
I fill in for some friends or my brother whenever they ask, but I'm no good.
Is that right? I stick you in right field?
Always.
Really?
And I can't track fly balls. I never played the outfield as a kid. I was an infielder, middle infielder at that.
You can't catch a fly ball?
I can. I just have trouble tracking them sometimes. I never did that as a kid.
Do you know how many outs there are?
Sometimes I don't. I've told the story before, but when I was in high school, my brother asked me to fill in, and I was playing right field all season. I played like the whole year with him, and he was the pitcher. And I hadn't got a ball like all season hit to me. This is all righties in this league, apparently. And so I brought a bag of M&Ms out to the to right field.
What are you, 10?
And,
Very nice.
And I would like wisely eat them. Like I'd pour some in my glove and then eat them out of my glove. So I always had my glove on. But eventually I got sick and tired of that.
Yeah.
So I took my glove off and was eating the M&Ms, and someone hit a rocket right to right field. And I couldn't get my glove on in time, and I tried catching it barehanded and dropped it, and my brother was furious at me.
I bet he was.
Yeah.
Well, at least you had a good excuse. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry I dropped it. I was eating M&Ms.
Oh, it was so bad.
How old were you?
Probably 17.
It's a little older.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I should have known better.
To be fair, Lars Nootbaar doesn't know how many outs there are either. That's from the 636. Doug, you knew it was coming. Here is Lars Nootbaar talking about that unfortunate situation, yesterday's loss to the Chicago Cubs.
The ball into the gap just matter of lost the outs.
Yeah, it's 100% take accountability on that one. Unacceptable. Obviously, being one of the veterans on this team, young team like that, it's just unacceptable from my standpoint, and just to compound it with lazy throw just isn't right. And I told the guys that I take full responsibility for this loss. Andre threw a hell of a game, and we had 10 or 11 hits, and to not be able to come out with that one hurts for sure.
Well, I don't know that all the losses on him. That turned out to be a big play, but What else is he going to say, I guess?
Right.
Ollie Marmol talked about the state of the team as they head out on the road because there is a good chance that a number of the gentlemen who got on that plane to St. Louis won't be heading back to St. Louis after Monday's trade deadline.
Try to make sure.
Uh-oh, Doug. Nice.
Yeah, you have young guys that get
That's
figured
just
out and
like
have to flip the
nothing
script on
else.
the league, and it's a back and forth. That's part of the stage of where we're at. I mean, when you start the season and you say we're in a rebuild, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for guys to show what they're capable of and show where deficiencies are and where growth needs to take place, and we're seeing some of that. You continue to pour into them and try to take some strides forward. It's opportunity again. You show what you're capable of and where you need to grow, and you continue to find opportunities to help them do that. You're trying to do everything possible to end that in 9. That's why you pinch run there and try to make sure Riley's the last pitcher used for a lot of reasons. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So it's an opportunity.
Yeah, but to be encouraged moving forward, I'm going to need Walker to get going again. I can't have him fading down this last couple of months here going into the offseason. If you want to remain optimistic about the rebuild, I'm going to need to see a little more from some of these guys that are going to be the core. Otherwise, you'll kind of look back on the year and say, I don't know what really. Now, rotation-wise, I think if I told you Leahy's going to be in it, Palante's going to be in it, McGreevy's going to be like, okay, all right. The one guy who was the opening day starter that I'm like, I don't really think I need to see a whole lot more.
Yeah, and he's Quinn Matthews is taking that start tomorrow night. So I imagine that no one has seen this article posted on ESPN, but if so, please recuse yourself, Doug.
Okay.
The article posted just this morning. MLB trade deadline dominoes for the 10 biggest names on the 2026 market. So, for example, the biggest name on the trade deadline market, Doug, is?
Skubal.
That's correct. David Schoenfeld of ESPN has him going to the Atlanta Braves. And then they have a prediction for your St. Louis baseball Cardinals in this 10 list. And I have to tell you, maybe I'm throwing you off, but I'm not doing it intentionally. This is my reaction to it. I'm surprised by this. I think Cardinal fans will be delighted by this. There is a name that I think baseball fans would certainly recognize, who he has coming to the St. Louis Cardinals in exchange for a player we have talked about heading out. So, is everybody, am I correct? No one's read this yet?
I have not.
No.
Okay, so everybody's in there. Doug, would you like to put a puck on the net?
I'd say the guy heading out is Dustin May. Okay. The guy coming, geez, I have no idea. You say we'd recognize the name?
Yep.
Can we get a position?
I'll go around the dais and see where we are before giving hints. Because guessing games is kind of your kink. I know that. And hot candle wax.
I wouldn't have any idea what they could get for him. Or who they might get.
John King.
Oh, now Papers is activated.
I don't even have a
all right,
reasonable
fair enough.
guess as to who they might be
Doug is withdrawn from the field.
I'll guess
Major league player.
piece one would be Dustin May, yes. And then the major leaguer in return, Tommy Edman.
Tommy Edman coming back.
Random.
Little Jackie Papers loved that rascal.
I'm sorry, he's too expensive.
Dustin May leaving, and then similar line as Martin, Lane Thomas coming back.
Lane Thomas, who actually is a hot name at the deadline. That just flew under the radar when the Cardinals tried to eat innings at the end of 2021 and stumbled into a playoff spot.
Can we have initials now?
E.H.
Eric Hosmer, he retired.
Eddie Harris
and is a regular on the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, Eddie Haskell, Doug.
Eddie Haskell. Ken Osmond?
That's right.
That was Ken Osmond.
Yes, it was. Earl Harrelman?
Nope.
Who's that?
You like the name Earl?
Easy Harris. Ed Harris. Ed Harris.
Ed Harris.
Apollo 13.
Pollock?
Apollo 13.
Pollock?
And Pollock, and amongst others.
Second letter, first name.
M.
Emerson. Hudson.
Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch with the girl next door. Watch that movie.
Yeah.
Third letter, Emmanuel Hennington.
Emmanuel Lewis.
A third letter, please.
E.
Emil Hendrickson. The fourth letter, please.
R.
Emerson. Okay, second letter, second name.
A.
Emerson. Third letter, please.
N.
Emerson Hannock. Fourth letter, please.
C.
Emerson Hancock.
Yes!
Doug doesn't know who that is.
How do we know that name?
The Mariners have 6 starters with Cade Anderson more than ready for a big league call-up, so it's likely they will trade one of them. And Emerson Hancock's name has popped up the most often. That's in part because he has arguably been the best Mariners starter, but also because Luis Castillo's contract will make him difficult to trade, and George Kirby's mediocre season has decreased his value. Hancock is under team control through 2030, and the Mariners will likely want a major league bat in return. Vaughn Herrera is a possible match here if the Mariners see value in a full-time DH, and they should, and an occasional backup catcher. The Cardinals have plenty of catching depth, but need pitching help. These two teams made the Brendan Donovan deal this past offseason, so they've worked together before, and this trade would help both in the present and in beyond. I have to tell you, that would delight the hell out of me.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. He's got great numbers this year.
I'm surprised to see it. Now, again, this is not a report. I want to make that clear.
It's a new report?
It is not a new report. It is a new column that you have to do around this time where you just throw crap at the wall. That is the business model for those of us who made a mistake at 18 and pursued this stuff. But with that established, if it's out there, I would love it. I would think that if I'm a Mariners fan, I don't really like that.
No.
But
Herrera for Hancock is what they're saying. Oh, yeah. If you're the Cardinals, you do that in an instant.
Yeah, all day.
He'd be the ace of their staff.
Don't love losing a catcher. Especially
because you just want the whole team made up of
catchers. Well, we lost Pozo already, and what do you know? He's driving in runs in Baltimore.
Who's your catcher of the future? Have we defined that?
That's a good question.
René Rodriguez. I think that's who the team thinks is the catcher of the future.
Their time.
I don't know. The Bernal thing is confusing.
He's in the middle of Crooks, Bernal, Rodriguez.
Crooks doesn't appear to be.
Of their
As Doug has
choosing.
said, they got to find a catcher who can get somebody, throw somebody
every
out.
now and then throw someone out.
Although Pedro Paez has proved to be okay at that.
Doug, this program has one reporter we trust and candidly, one we only trust when it comes to the Cardinals, and his name is Natty Nate, and he joins us now on the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Martin, I don't know how much time you've had a chance to talk with Natty Nate, but here is a wonderful opportunity because he has 5 names he says are getting traded. Natty Nate, good morning. You're on 101 ESPN.
What's going on, gentlemen? How are you guys?
Oh, we're fine. How are you, Natty?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good.
Okay, so my 5 names that are getting traded at the deadline are Wiley O'Brien, JoJo Romero,
okay,
Vaughn Herrera.
Yeah, 3.
And Canada.
Dustin May.
4.
Dustin May is definitely gone.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, I really do, because I really like him, but Lars Nootbaar.
Well,
yeah.
Just because we need to bring Harvey Byers up.
Yeah.
Because he is just absolutely raking in Memphis.
Natty Nate, are you optimistic on the future of the Cardinals based on what you've seen this year?
Not since the All-Star break.
Yeah, that's fair. 4-10.
But before that, yes, I was very optimistic. I don't know what has happened since the All-Star break. I'm dumbfounded.
Really?
I'm absolutely dumbfounded by what's happened since the All-Star break. I don't know if I don't know where they lost their minds. I just don't have any answers.
Yeah, I don't think the Cardinals do either.
I don't know. I don't understand why they went from being so good and then after having a 4-game break, just absolutely Sucking Hill.
Oh, watch it.
I like it.
Such a half.
You don't have the top 5 countries, do you? That's a different.
No,
this was the top 5 players being moved.
Yes.
Sorry.
Just the top 5 players. And Tim, I have to say something. Monday, do not. I don't think Doug is going to be coming into the studio.
Oh no! What's going on?
You got a magic 8 ball? What is this?
Because it's a trade deadline day, and he does it both trade deadline days.
Oh, that's right. I used to take off. Remember, I missed the Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, you did. You were held accountable by Natty Nate.
PTO Vaughn.
Yeah.
Because
you never forget, do you?
no. This is and because this is why, you worked at TMA and you work from 7 to 11. When you are in the sports studio, you only work for like 5 minutes, and you can't even do that.
Wasn't I on vacation or something when that trade went down?
So, I mean, yeah, but how many vacation days have you took for TMA?
Well,
I'd like to know the answer to that.
Only what I'm allotted. I haven't taken any more than that. There's been years where I haven't taken all of it.
Oh, when you're allowed it. So you're allowed it. So you're allowed it at TMOB, but you're not allowed it at TMA.
I know I get vacation at both places, but I'm not even at Channel 4 anymore. What am I talking about? Condo paid for, no car payment. I believe I was out of town on vacation when Arenado got traded.
Yeah, asleep with the switches, I'd call it.
How many vacation days have you took for TMA? I want to know.
I don't know.
He is really going after.
So far this year,
We got Mike Wallace on the line.
Maybe 7 or 8 this year.
Oh, 7 or 8?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, must be nice, right, Nate?
He's not buying it.
Yeah. I'm not buying that whatsoever.
Natty Nate, doesn't it seem like there's always like a nebulous like cousin's wedding or something? It's never real specific.
No, it's not. No, it's...
What do you think, I'm gold bricking?
Yes.
Oh. Well, do you get vacation time away from your job?
Yes.
Okay. How is that different than me taking vacation time?
But you don't take it during the busy season, do you, Nate?
No, I don't. Because the winter time's not busy.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you're pretty hot about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you can actually, okay, I tell you what, if you can actually have breaking news on Monday, I will let this go.
Okay.
If you come on, whatever program it is.
Yeah.
If you can come in and break the news that it's gonna happen Monday, and I will let it go.
Okay.
There you go.
He wants to break into programming with Cardinal trades.
I think it'd be hilarious, Doug, if you didn't show up Monday.
So just go sit in a corner and pretend like these aren't big issues.
But if not, you will always be accountable.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm hurt that you think I'm a gold bricker.
So, I want to ask you guys, how many trades do you think will be realistic come Monday?
I'm going to say from the current Cardinal roster. Now, I know you gave 5, Nate. I'm going to set the over-under for the audience to bet at 3.5 players.
I like that number.
You like that number?
Under.
You're going under.
Under 3.5. You said 2.5. You would have put me to the test under 3.5.
Jackson's moving markets.
Yeah.
Now Nate said 5 though. Papers. I hope you heard that.
I know. And the last thing I want to do is be in the crosshairs of Natty Nate.
So what if I do if I win? So what happens if I win?
If they go over 3.5,
you can fill in for Doug.
Yeah.
Give you another vacation day.
Well, that will be easy.
Cousin Nick is listening in Atlanta, and he thinks Nate is actually asking for Doug to be dismissed with cause.
Sounds like it.
But no, I just wanted to hop on and see what you thought about Monday. I don't think anything's going to happen before Monday. Just they put this trade deadline on the 3rd, and it's the weekend. It's going to be the weekend, and I don't think anything's going to happen Saturday or Sunday. I do love the fact that we brought up Quentin Matthews. It's about time.
Yeah.
That solidifies that Dustin May is gone, I believe. I don't know what we have to do to bring Harvey Bias up.
Joshua Bias.
Joshua Bias, I'm sorry. Well, you actually, and you correct me, that's surprising.
Oh,
He is just all about. Have you been sideways with Natty Nate? I'm new.
No,
Is
not
the
that I
Arenado
know.
trade?
Is
the Arenado trade happening? Doug had a day off.
I refuse to report trades.
Yeah, and Natty Nate wasn't happy that they didn't break into programming for the Nolan Arenado press conference. There was some CBS programming going on.
You probably did.
Like you said, if we can get Howell for that pitcher from
Emerson Hancock
from Seattle, that would be absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
I think we need to trade Stanek too. Not that we can get much for him, but he needs to go. He's absolutely horrific.
That off.
Just like Doug is when trade announcement. But
I'm really taking some shrapnel.
But no, gentlemen, I'm just excited to see what happens Monday. Yeah. I don't think Tom Bloom is just going to sit on his hands and not do nothing.
I agree with you there, Natty Nate.
Yep.
Like a bow tie did.
Bow tie hit right out of the gate. Natty Nate, thank you for the takes, and I think a lot of people in the audience have been pissed about Doug's performance, so it's good that you spoke up.
Thank you.
Yeah, there he is, Doug. There's Natty Nate.
Go on him.
Unbelievable.
One of my favorite calls.
I mean, if he goes to TMASTL.com and signs up to be TMA Lister of the Month, he might edge Big Al.
It's going to be hard to deny him.
In the last couple hours, he just locked it up.
What year did they trade for it? Was that
21.
Like 21?
If you wouldn't have been on vacation, you might know that.
I don't think it even was
years.
vacation. I think you just had the day off. You had worked like 7 straight days. You finally got a Friday off, and Natty Nate was furious that you weren't working.
I thought it was a bit, and then I realized it wasn't.
Oh, no, he was pissed.
Natty Nate's
Really
come to our events.
Hopping man.
Yeah. Oh, Natty Nate's great.
Yeah, Natty Nate's
Ray
come.
wants to meet him for drinks. Doug Glatt said it was the best call ever.
Natty Nate, big Altoff hoops guy.
Big all
He was like the team manager for years.
Okay, excellent.
For a couple really good Altoff teams.
Yeah, Jordan Goodrich had a camp there last week.
Yeah.
Getting paid. The Phoenix Suns.
How about this? Sharon and Clayton is inviting Natty Nate to her alliance. Hey, Doug, since you enjoy randos stopping by your house, me and Natty Nate are going to spend our Saturday afternoon ringing your bell incessantly. Also open to recruit any other listeners who want to join in the fun. Sharon and Clayton,
Okay.
assuming she escapes the Brentwood Promenade, she is going to be at your house with Natty Nate ringing the doorbell.
Well, people who stop by my house, I'll say, well, welcome, neighbor.
No, I don't want to buy a Fuller brush, but sure, go ahead and give me the pitch.
I don't know if you've ever been dressed down like that. Not since Miss Butler.
Miss Butler got you. Design Air Heating and Cooling email. Iggy just said that was the call of the decade, and that's fresh off of Josh Schertz in the same hour talking about Iggy hitting him up for autographs for the Megan Meyer Foundation.
Okay.
That all happened in the Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour. If you miss anything, you podcast via the 101 ESPN app or the TMA STL app. You can download both of them, and they're all brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Michael's Baths is a wonderful sponsor of this program. Mart, you know anything about Michael's Baths?
I do. Did business with Michael's Baths, and that was before they were a sponsor. We heard about them, had them come out to the house, and we showed them the kids' bathroom and said this just needs to be redone. We need some ideas. And right there on site, they start just scribbling a few ideas, asking some questions. And next thing you know, you got a plan and reasonably priced. I think a lot of folks are afraid of even looking into it because of some of the big numbers that are out there. But Michael's is not only family owned and operated for 30 years, they are reasonably priced. And all of their work has received 5-star reviews. I'm going to give it 6 stars. If you can, I'm going to go 6 stars. The whole process, the finished product, all of it is just excellent. They can do a tub to shower or conversion if you just want to rip out that old tub you've got in there. They can do that. Whatever level you're thinking about to redo the bathroom, they'll give you some ideas, get the pricing right up front. The entire team that comes into your home, they all work directly for Michael, so there's no subcontracting going on. That could be a real pain when you have a project inside your home. All the reviews, 5-star, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. It's real simple. The website, michaelsbaths.com, or call to set up an appointment, 636-775-0800. 636-775-0800. If you're in the 101 ESPN listening area, they will come to you and draw up a plan. I'm telling you, finished product is just so rewarding. You walk down the hall and say, man, it just makes the whole house feel different. If you want to have that bathroom looked at, maybe get some ideas, call our friends at Michael's Baths.
There it is, Michael's Baths, great sponsor of TMA. We have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Coming up next here on the program, that's coming up on your Polos Plus dossier. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
Tim, the best part of a good text audit, sometimes you just scroll back there mad about something that just happened, and then the one right before it is, I like ham salad. And you're like, what? It's just like, oh, yeah, that was a day or so ago.
Yeah, Mr. Licks was passionate about ham salad. He was not a fan, if memory serves.
He didn't like the look of it. I don't think he had tried
Then that opened the door.
BT did not. Brad Thompson had no interest. Nor do I, honestly.
No,
it just looks awful.
Yeah, it does.
Are you going to have ham salad this weekend? Text in 314-399-9646. You also can share that in the Form Energy YouTube chat where friends gather and talk it over like Big Illusion and It Won't Flush. Doug, they're talking to Jeremy Hodge and Ryan Krause and Ken Iggy Strode. They're all in there talking it over here on TMA STL YouTube channel. It's time for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Ow. Ahoy. Well, Doug, you're right. The air was soaked with excitement and anticipation as the Webster Groves Thursday night men's softball league kicked off their playoffs. Last eve, the Banny Roosters Club came rolling in as a white-hot 3-seed, riding the momentum of a 4-game winning streak. And oh, did that momentum roll on. The 8:30 Recreator was rattling Bengals all over the field. The Webster Ween Peaker broke a finger catching a pop-up at the plate. The Loomster brought the waffle fries. Well-dressed Tony made almost all the plays over at first, and your homeboy towed the slab and filled up the strike zone. When the dust settled, we were victorious, knocking off the 2-seed, and then the 1-seed. We celebrated with a beer or 3, some of them waffle fries, and a sprinkling of light hand play. Oh, what a night. Now, it's on to Carnoustie. How do you do? Concerns, thoughts? No fooling, that's Lefty Jacksmear.
Lefty Jacksmear.
Morning, Bottoms. Let me talk to Doug. Hey, Boop. I wanted to run something by you. I believe Papers was given some bad advice this morning, and I think you can straighten him out. As a khaki-clad 79-year-old buy TV and radio celebrity.
You're by because it's TV and radio.
Now, that's what's on Google now?
Your life experience will certainly be invaluable. This morning, a texter advised Jackson to get a vasectomy and hammer as many as he can. Wouldn't it be better for him to bed as many gentlemen as possible? Saves you the cost and the pain of the vasectomy. Your thoughts? That's from the Burning Drip Mushroom Tip.
Burning Drip Mushroom Tip.
Morning, gentlemen. Mark here. Just wanted everyone to know I am officially done with the anonymous STL Mulch Heads message board. Doug, there's a message board called STL Mulch Heads?
I don't know.
I deleted the app after getting kicked off the platform. It wasn't healthy. Anyway, at 8:14 this morning, Dale from the message board texted me screenshot number 6. Rick sent the same one at 8:16. Gary emailed a PDF at 8:18, and somehow Jake Reynolds managed to send a slide deck from all 7 of his accounts by 8:19. Now, I know the worst thing you can do is give it an iota of energy, so I won't. But there are a few things I'd like to address before I don't address it. No, I did not sweep recycled spilled mulch back into the premium pile. No, I do not tell customers the cedar smell gets stronger once it gets home. And to the anonymous coward with the username WoodChipSniffer314 who claimed my black mulch fades after one rain. First of all, it was a torrential rain. Second, I'm not going to address it. And then another post from Training Bra 636 claimed I spend more time monitoring STL Mulch Head screenshots than I did when I was on the actual page. That's laughable. I only check it when my online besties send me a screenshot a few times an hour plus weekends. And to those who keep saying, Mark, why are you giving anonymous trolls attention? I'm not. I'm simply reading every post aloud, quoting it word for word, offering rebuttals, explaining why it's inaccurate, and then checking back to see the upvotes. Anyway, I don't lose sleep over anonymous criticism because I don't care. Not even a little. That's from Mark at Mark's Mulch and Bra. I don't want to grow up because if I did, I wouldn't be a Mulch and Bra kid.
That's someone else's slogan. You can't steal it. That was Toys R Us. Mark's Mulch and Bra Emporium.
Dear Dossier, another successful day of charitable outreach. I arrived at Chaffetz 3 hours before the open practice was set to start and strategically positioned myself in a folding chair near the coach's entrance. Some people said I looked like a retiree waiting for a store to open. What they failed to appreciate was that I was conducting elite-level memorabilia acquisition operations. Coach Schertz still hasn't gotten me the signed items for the auction, despite the fact that I've now reminded him via text, email, voicemail, personal appearance, and what I believe Jake Reynolds would classify as, quote, coincidence. When he spotted me near the door, he immediately ducked into another entrance. Frankly, I found that encouraging. If he remembers to avoid me, he remembers the autograph request. The dish asked if I needed help finding my seat. I explained that I wasn't attending the practice. I was simply monitoring the situation. The look on his face suggested he was impressed by my professionalism. People keep acting like I'm bothering a busy Division I basketball coach. Meanwhile, has anyone considered how inconvenient it is for me to spend entire afternoons lurking around a basketball arena, waiting for a grown man to simply sign a jersey and a ball? I'll be back tomorrow. The coach needs more reminders, and this auction isn't going to fill itself. Toodles, that's from the TMA Troubadour.
TMA Troubadour.
St. Louis didn't have a loop trolley back when the Spirits were playing here, so you can't really use that as a gauge for potential court basketball attendance. So you sound like an ass right now, Doug. My point is that Jackson's right. $5 to look or $10 to touch is not a great pricing strategy. Mark Hanna or any other investment advisor would say it is worth the extra $5. Live a little. That's from Shooter McGavin. Okay. Vice President Biggie's sudden realization that anyone can see his responses on Twitter.
Shooter McGavin.
And finally, good morning. Currently being berated by the Amtrak lady at Union Station. Sometimes when you see things that remind you of St. Louis and Doug, it brings a tear to your eye. And by eye, I mean nope. Have a good weekend, fellas. Papers, your money on the drops this week. Screw Chuck Todd and see you in Philly. Jugs on the Amtrak.
Jugs on the Amtrak.
That's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. What we will do as a program is we will vote, and then at approximately 10:55, we will announce the winner of said competition. That is the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Michael's Baths is online at michaelsbaths.com. Martin has worked with Michael's Baths. The before and after pictures, phenomenal at Michael's Baths. At Michael's Baths, they create elevated bathroom spaces that blend luxury, comfort, and smart designs, all tailored to the way you live. 30 years of experience, all 5-star reviews, an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and VA recommended. Michael's Baths delivers craftsmanship you can trust without gimmicks or high-pressure sales. This isn't a temporary fix or a quick cover-up. It's a complete transformation built to last and built to add value to your home. At michaelsbaths.com or call 636-775-0800. That's 636-775-0800. Or just go to michaelsbaths.com. Ask about financing options, including 0% interest upon approval. Michael's Baths, family-owned, insured, and where everyday bathrooms become something exceptional. It's 10:08 in St. Louis. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. The program's called The Morning After, and it's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Delmar Mortgage online at delmarmortgage.com, and that is Ryan Luchtefeld at Delmar Mortgage. That's who I have been working with here for the last few months, so I can speak to it firsthand. And Ryan welcomes you to call or text his personal number, 618-593-3608. That's 618-593-3608. You're going to get a personal local touch with all the necessary technology to make the process smooth and easy. Pre-approvals and fast-track options are going to make your offer stick out to local sellers and listing agents with closings in as little as 2 weeks. Now, Delmar Mortgage has been around for 6 decades. It's a family-owned business. Ryan's been with Delmar Mortgage for 13 years, and he's been in the industry for more than 2 decades. You hear him on TMA during Billiken season, and it's who I have been working with here for the last few months, and I can speak firsthand how easy the process was with Ryan Luchtefeld and Delmar Mortgage. His number to call or text is personal number, 618-593-3608, 618-593-3608. That's Ryan Luchtefeld and Delmar Mortgage online at delmarmortgage.com.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals and Blue Jays starting a 3-game weekend series. Tonight, 6:07 p.m. first pitch with Kyle Leahy on the mound for the Redbirds. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
TMA 101 ESPN, a lot of conversation about the Cardinals and that meeting in Portland yesterday between the Trailblazers and their city council, in which it was described as the two sides being incredibly far apart, and they're 2 weeks away from the vote that most likely will determine the future of the Portland Trailblazers in Portland. The Cardinals here with the trade deadline looming on Monday. They will take on the Blue Jays in Toronto starting tonight. Quinn Matthews getting the ball for his MLB debut. That takes place tomorrow. That was all in the 7 o'clock hour, and the 7 o'clock hour is brought to you by Healthcare Evolution. Jackson's hair is a thing of beauty, Doug, and what they can do for you at Healthcare Evolution is great things. Man, that paper's in his hair. Jackson, you went out there and you got a little procedure in January, and then all of a sudden your hair became thick as thieves.
Procedure might even be too strong of a word. You know, it was
like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's the first treatment is about 15 to 20 minutes, where they rolled some of these peptides to your head. We're helping to strengthen the scalp. That's what they do over there at Healthcare Evolution. That's what they're essentially hair loss is an injury to the scalp. So what they do at Healthcare Evolution is not only make your injuries heal, but they also try to make them stronger. So you're making your scalp stronger. The hair is growing back thicker. It's certainly more full. I have picture proof of that. Went in for a second treatment a few months later. That took about 5 minutes, and it's all right here in St. Louis. Yeah. You don't have to go to a different country. You don't have to spend the king's ransom. You can do it right here in St. Louis, right up the road with people you can trust at Healthcare Evolution.
Yeah, you go to healthcare-evolution.com. Real answers and same-day pain relief are provided by Healthcare Evolution. I know it firsthand as they help me with my shoulder issues. Jackson's got the hair issues, and they're working wonderfully with what he did in January. Free consultation over the phone or 70% off your in-person consultation. That's my guy, Logan Taylor, and Healthcare Evolution. That's healthcare-evolution.com. Doug, Curt Cignetti spoke yesterday at Big Ten Media Days.
Okay.
Did he take a shot at the SEC? You know, he was a former Nick Saban assistant at Alabama. Now the story of college football in Bloomington, Indiana, with the work that he has done leading the Hoosiers to a national championship. Here's Curt Cignetti.
The Big Ten is the best league in football, and a lot of really good football teams. It's hard to win on the road. Very physical football teams, very well coached. It definitely prepares you for the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. The numbers speak for themselves. I mean, we don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything's earned, not given. And when we fall short, we say we fell short. We don't cry a river, whine, and complain. All right? And that's why we're the best.
Coach Cignetti, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So ESPN's the hype machine and SEC is whining? Is that how I am to take that, Papers?
Yes, I think that is exactly what he meant.
Okay.
He's feeling pretty good about himself right
He can
about
say
now.
just about...
He felt pretty good about himself before he even coached one game in Indiana.
Yeah, but yeah, he's
And
certainly...
now you have like Will Stein and Lexington kind of copying the Cignetti playbook press conference move. That's the thing now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He can do whatever he wants right now. He is...
No matter what happens, he's a god.
Yeah.
That's it. It's over. Yep. I mean, he is done, I think. I mean, I know a lot of, Indiana alums are in the St. Louis area listening to this program. And if we would have asked you this time 2 years ago, I mean, for real, 2024, hey, you think you got any chance you're going to win the national championship in college football in the next 2 years? I mean, they would have started laughing.
Right.
Would have started laughing.
I mean, you saw the pictures of like Cignetti's first home game.
Yes.
It looked like he couldn't draw flies. And 2 years later, he's hoisting the national championship trophy.
He took a shot at Mizzou, too.
What?
He said Missouri and Tennessee didn't beat a team with a winning record. South Carolina, look at the numbers. Big Ten, SEC, every number that means anything is 2-1 in favor of the Big Ten.
Hold on, I got to go to Power Mizzou.
Post.
He's gone too far now.
Let's get some posting going. Let's take this guy down.
You sure Central Arkansas didn't have a winning?
Yeah, seriously. They positive on that? UMass? I think UMass fared pretty well.
Yeah, that was a tough opponent.
Maybe he meant a conference opponent. Didn't beat a conference opponent.
No, I'm sure. I'm almost positive he's absolutely correct on that.
Oh no!
But that seems like a stray that we didn't need.
He's going to be a real snootful if he puts 4 or 5 years like this together.
Yeah.
He's going to be just.
If he's
he's going to be Bobby Knight on steroids.
If he's a perennial contender year in year out at Indiana, oh my God! I mean, then a school like Bama, if they're not successful with DeBoer, I don't know how much money they would offer him.
So I'm asking this, and I know this might sound like I'm being facetious. I really am being serious. Kind of like Orson Woods Wacko sends in a text saying, serious, so we know he's being serious. Do you guys sense that the SEC is whining?
I think that there is some perceived, I think just because of the level of coverage they get, especially for someone like ESPN, especially around the college football playoff selection, about like, I think the situation with Bama and Georgia last year in the SEC championship where it's like, well, we can't possibly have the loser of this game not make the playoff. I think
so. They jacked around with the rankings the week before.
Right.
It was a telegraphed move.
Right.
Now, Big Ten school didn't suffer there. It was an independent that suffered.
Right.
In Notre Dame.
And you can maybe claim that they were whining about it. I think maybe rightfully so, maybe not. But if you are to say anyone is whining, is what I'm saying. I don't know if any SEC teams are really bad. Vanderbilt, maybe.
Yeah, I don't. Do you think the SEC? I'm asking. This isn't. I mean, I'm sure some Illinois fans or just people who aren't affiliated with Illinois or Missouri are going, "Well, you're saying this because you're a Missouri fan." I'm asking from a place of sincerity. Doug, do you sense that SEC schools are whining?
I don't think
know.
so. The SEC Commissioner Sankey is quoted as saying, "When you look at our schedule, no one has created the kind of weekly competition that exists in the Southeastern Conference."
But I don't think that's whining, and I also think I think even like probably off the record, they'd go, "Yeah, I get it." The Big Ten at this moment. Now I think this can change, but the Big Ten at this moment doesn't have the depth that the SEC does. And I think I would imagine, like, there are plenty of Illinois fans listening right now. I think Illinois fans would agree with that.
And Brett Bielema said the SEC wants to live in 2005 forever. They're all taking shots.
And I mean, that's fine. That's what the media days are for. But I don't, the Big Ten has won on the field, nothing subjective, the last 3 years, 3 different schools. Yeah. God bless America. That's wonderful. That, to me, is material data. Now, the thing that goes on when people are bored in the week between Christmas and New Year's, where you start doing the conference performance and bowls, is one of the great social media manual stimulation sessions that we've had in the 21st century, because it couldn't be any less relevant. But as far as games where teams are actually really trying with their full rosters, the Big Ten has delivered. And I mean, one of the greatest showcases of the whole thing was when Indiana pounded and I think made Alabama quit last year in the Rose Bowl. That's all real. I think if you were on the outside looking in, I would say a lot of Big Ten people would say, well, now we're able to do what the SEC was doing before it was legal throughout the SEC.
Sure.
With that all established, I think one of the reasons why the Big Ten doesn't get as much attention until toward the end of the year is because they don't have the week in and week out games and depth of games that the Big Ten has. But I think that there's some schadenfreude involved with the SEC where people are happy to see the boisterous SEC fans, which annoyed them for decades, now having to watch Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana all win national championships, and at the expense of, in 2 of those years, Big Ten schools vanquishing Alabama. In the case of Michigan in Saban's final game, and last year with Cignetti beating up on DeBoer in a big way. So I don't see it as complaining. But I'm asking because maybe it's obvious that SEC schools are complaining. I don't think that there's necessarily complaints about it. But like I said, I'm open to being pointed out to some statements that would be considered complaining.
I think when you talk about like the expansion of the college football playoff and the desire that the SEC has to get a certain amount of automatic bids and protect their guys with the 9-game playoff, and kind of maybe speaking more to the hype machine comment that Cignetti made, like kind of planting the seed that like we've talked about, that a 9-3 SEC team getting into the playoff over maybe like a one-loss ACC team or a 2-loss Big Ten team who didn't have the strongest strength of schedule. I don't know.
Well, for years, the SEC was undoubtedly the best conference in college football, and they kind of let everybody know that they were, and everybody agreed that they were. And now that the Big Ten has kind of staked a claim to that, they're just probably tired of the humble pie they were handed for so many years, so they'd like to get back a few jabs.
Peacocking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there is like a cultural thing with the SEC where it's like, this is where real college football is played in the South. Right. A tagline that can be a little bit, I don't even know what the word to use is.
Best fans in baseball-ish?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little best fans in baseball-ish, a little bit of self-importance assigned to it. Yeah. So I think all of those factors combined are where you're getting this conversation.
Doug, I'm just going to go head-to-head just for the sake of the conversation. September 5th, best game in the SEC, involving the SEC. Clemson and LSU, I think that would be universally accepted. I don't even know what second place would be. For real, though. I mean, it's cupcake week.
I'm crowdsourcing, but which Death Valley will that be played in?
That is going to be played in Baton Rouge for the Lane Train.
Nice.
That same week involving Big Ten schools. Let's see what I got for you, Doug. I'm trying to give you the best one that I can involving the Big Ten. It's either UCLA at Cal or Fresno State at USC.
Well, right. Those Bulldogs at Fresno State are...
It's an ornery bunch.
Yeah, they're coming for blood.
The two conferences are going to go heads up in the weekend of September 12th. Boomer Sooner heads to Go Blue, Oklahoma at Michigan, 11 o'clock start.
What's the date on that
might also be a problem for the Big Ten, by the way. Their biggest games are always at 11 o'clock.
Right.
Say whatever you want about it, but it's a real thing.
What day is that?
That's Saturday, September 12th, Jackson Burkett.
That would also be Ohio State, Texas.
Ohio State, what I'm saying. They're going heads up that weekend.
Yeah.
Arizona State is also at Texas A&M. Don't know what'll be going on there with Arizona State. One year they're great, the next year they're not.
Forks up, Kenny D.
Doug, forks up, Kenny D.
Mississippi State plays at Minnesota.
Go.
That'll be a barn burner.
Tennessee is at Georgia Tech. Ohio State at Texas. That is at 6:30. With that, of course, being at an SEC school, they get to play it at night.
Right, horns down.
Yeah, and Arkansas is taking on Utah. So that's and then on Friday night, Missouri's at Kansas. So there's that in the SEC, and then in the Big Ten, just for the point of attempting to draw parallels. Once again, we have these SEC and Big Ten matchups that weekend with Oklahoma, Michigan, and Ohio State at Texas. Oregon goes to Oklahoma State. Wake Forest at Purdue. Howard heads to see Curt Cignetti in Bloomington. The Nittany Lions head to take on Temple. Doug, you've already talked about your enthusiasm level for Mississippi State and Minnesota.
Yes.
You're ACC champions, and many would forget they're the ACC champions. The Duke Blue Devils go to Champaign.
Right.
That's right. Maryland heads to UConn. Utah State goes to Washington. Bowling Green goes to Nebraska.
Maryland-UConn college football game in September. Not for me.
Doesn't sound like you're going.
It sounds like Brian Kelly would be on the call of it.
Yeah, he's got some rough assignments out of the gate on CBS. And then I'll do one more week in September, and we'll see where we are in this thing. Saturday, September 19th. Now we start to get into some conference action.
Okay.
Georgia. Now, this is kind of weird, because would you say Georgia's a blue blood?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Now, they're playing on the road, and weirdly, they get to play at 11 o'clock at Arkansas. How does this happen?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Also, Florida State is going to Tuscaloosa. That's at 2:30. That's not going to happen at 11 o'clock, though, because it's in Tuscaloosa. Kentucky at Texas A&M. Mississippi State at Jackson's guy Shane Beamer. Florida and Auburn, that could be an early season important game for two first-year head coaches there.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get a win, but somebody's going to get a loss. And then the Jim Dandy of them all that's been circled on calendars for months at a time, brother. The Lane train goes back to the Grove and hotty toddy.
They've already got a line on that game. They've got
Mississippi's minus 1.5?
Yeah, and over-under 57.5. How do you know at this point?
Joe Lenardi knows where teams are going to play in March.
Take advantage.
You sound like an ass.
Take advantage. I might take, if I'm getting points.
See, Jackson sees a number.
I'm
what
getting
advantage?
points.
How do you know if it's even close?
That's the thing is you don't, but you can take advantage of an early line.
See, you don't, but take advantage.
If you have an educated guess, but where's the education coming from?
Yeah, I don't know.
There you go. How's that sound?
Okay, now it's starting to make sense to me.
Did we mention Florida State at Alabama?
We sure did.
Yeah.
And I mentioned how it was at 2:30 because the game's in Tuscaloosa. But if the game were, somewhere like Starkville, it'd be at 11 o'clock. Mark my words.
Bet your bottom dollar.
All right, week 3 for the Big Ten. Portland State heads to Oregon.
Nice.
Doug, you're keeping an eye on the Golden Gophers, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Akron will be there. Kent State goes to Ohio State. Buffalo goes to Penn State. Eastern Michigan goes to Madison. Southern Illinois goes to Champaign. UTEP goes to Michigan. USC plays their neighbor Rutgers.
That's crazy.
Western Kentucky coming off of what they hope is a win against Howard for Indiana. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers go to Bloomington. Northern Iowa goes to Iowa. North Dakota goes to Nebraska. Eastern Washington goes to Washington. Deion Sanders goes to Evanston. Virginia Tech goes to Maryland. Michigan State and Pat Fitzgerald go to Notre Dame. And Purdue goes to UCLA. So anyway, they're your first 3 weeks. You can do with the information what you want. I'm more consumed by the 11 o'clock kickoffs for Blue Bloods that go on the road in the SEC. The rest of it's the Big Ten SEC thing. You can do with it what you want. My point is, with the depth of teams in the SEC, it provides more captivating matchups. And furthermore, they don't put their games at 11 o'clock in the morning. And multiple members of the conference now in the Big Ten, that means 9 o'clock in the morning in their time zone. So...
Yeah. You're talking about games now in the middle of September. My concern is if this studio stays this cold, I won't be alive in the middle of September.
It's getting tough.
I'm at risk of an exposure injury as we speak.
You think you're going to have frostbite?
I could.
And you're wearing that Billiken blouse.
I'm going to need something heavier than this.
Jackson, did you say USC Rutgers?
Tim said that, yeah.
What do you think the distance is between those two schools?
In miles?
Yeah.
5,000?
Oh, the country's only 3,000 miles wide, right?
Is that right? But that's a diagonal. You got to go north.
But not 2,000 miles north.
That's a crazy question to just ask me off the rip. I don't know.
I'll
miles.
say 3,100 miles.
Just over 2,400 miles. One team will have to travel for that one.
I've over guessed a little bit.
Yeah.
I was taken by surprise.
The world all the way around is 25,000 miles.
Thanks, Magellan.
Warson Woods Wacko. Papers is mad about you coming after him for the Ole Miss LSU line.
I didn't like being put on the spot like that.
Tell Signetti that nobody, and I mean nobody, gives a crap about Rutgers versus Northwestern in October. But Mississippi State versus South Carolina will drive massive interest. Go away, you old, overpaid POS. And the best Big Ten games are when the old Pac-10 plays. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Which one of those did you read? Was it the first or the 9th?
Ooh, wow, I didn't realize it came in multiple. Wow, Doug, it really came in often.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you're right, Chairman. I think that was 9 times.
I wanted it read.
Week 4.
I don't know if you can say Signetti's. I don't know if he's like priceless.
Yeah, for real. I would agree. Week 4, Tim. Texas goes on the road at Tennessee. Texas Blue Blood. What time do you think that game's at?
Hold on. Which game again?
Texas goes to Tennessee in week 4.
Are they treating Tennessee like they do
Missouri?
They got 11 o'clock.
11 a.m. kick.
Wow. You're starting to get hip to the 11 o'clock SEC strategy?
Yeah. Texas, 6.5-point favorites already in that game.
Ooh, who do you like in that game? See, Doug, he's got another spread for you.
You can catch a touchdown with the Volunteers at home in Neyland.
Okay.
I think Texas is going to be sick nasty this year, so I wouldn't touch that.
Jackson can damn sure draw a United States map, but don't ask him for measurements. That's from Manupal eligible.
I don't know. When you're walking around, you're like, how many miles have I traveled today? I don't know. It's hard to guess. I was just guessing. I thought it was like 2,000 miles from here to Florida. I don't know how it all works.
Sig's 100% right. The Big Ten's way better than the SEC. Suck it, Papers. That's from Berg the Blob.
What the hell did I do? I've been on record saying I don't give a damn about conference. I care about one team and one team only. I don't care about my conference.
Tell that wacko that the Big Ten has the better games from top to bottom. They're the better conference, and they will continue to be because the SEC is just a bunch of former high school cheerleaders who were past their prime. That's from Marcia's collage program.
I don't know that I agree with that. The SEC, the players are high school cheerleaders?
I don't know.
Past their prime.
I mean, as you look at the schedule, I long for better Friday matchups.
Friday matchups. You're back on the Friday thing. You got Missouri, Kansas.
And after that, it falls off a cliff.
You got high school games on Friday.
I hate that excuse.
Boy, you're not very meat and potatoes.
No, I am.
If you don't take in a high school game, that's not very folksy.
The only reason the Big Ten plays at 11 is because if they played any later, then their 4 fans would be way too drunk. That's from Jenna Tolles. And she's in the 618. She ain't got no love for ILL. Mizzou, Nebraska, Wrigley Field, women's volleyball. That's from the overprotective Golden Girl dad.
Just a little list. Just a nice little list. That's it?
That's all that was. I don't know.
Odd. Although I don't mind a good list. What was the list again? Nebraska, Mizzou, and Wrigley Field?
Yeah, women's volleyball.
Okay.
I think they're playing that game the same weekend as Mizzou KU football.
Oh, wow. It's going to be competition. Kurt, what kind of person makes up a fake Xbox league called TMA to try to be funny, but in reality confirms what the entire audience knows? You are simping to Tim. Back to player Zing. We too Lowe's music. Suck it.
Yeah, well stated. Very well stated.
Doug, that's the worst one was whack.
And you got that one read on the first try. You didn't have to do that one a dozen times.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
The SEC hasn't made it to the title game in 3 years. Shut it!
Oh,
it's a Marcia's collage program.
Such a weird battle. Who cares?
Mizzou's as mid as you can be. That's from Pele Blanco.
I kind of wanted to go into the weekend with some positivity.
Yeah, we're not getting it. No. We're not getting it here.
10:35. We have 25 minutes to try to find it, though, if we can. And listen, we're going to do our damnedest to try to do that. I can promise you that. You can send your text in at 314-399-9646. That's how you can text in to the program. You can call in as well, 314-974-0101. Callie and Thompson phone lines. Get involved. They're angry. Maybe it's the rain, Doug. It's a Friday. People are going to go out. They're going to go down to the lake. And now they're going, what are we going to do? It's raining. People are angry. They're taking it out on Big Ten and SEC fans here on TMA 101 ESPN. TMA 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Chairman Kurt sliding into the dais with Martin at onboarding. Little Jackie Papers on the program. Let's see, they are not happy. I mean, really not happy. But Ray King with some positive, because we're trying to go into the weekend with the positivity. Tell everyone I will kiss any guy. It's from Ray King.
Any guy. He's not picky.
You going to tell, Doug? You going to tell somebody?
I'm not going to tell him. No. I'm just looking around for some wood that maybe we can build a fire in the studio.
Doug's looking for wood.
Cut that off. I'm looking for good sleep, and I hope to get it this weekend with a delicious, delicious weekend of sleep from the good people at 100 West Dental. And you say, 100 West Dental? Sleep? Oh, Dr. Brandon Pryor can do anything. He can fix your teeth up real nice and if you're dealing with sleep issues, he can help you out. He treats sleep apnea with custom oral appliances. That's an alternative to a CPAP. So no mask, no machine for the right candidates. If you think you might have a sleep issue or you've already been diagnosed, they'll do a complimentary consultation to see if it's a fit. At least go get checked at 100 West Dental. They're on Manchester in Baldwin. It's 100westdental.com. Go see Dr. Pryor at 100westdental.com. That's 100westdental.com. We have done some super long segments today, Doug, and just like putting your cigarette boat on layaway, you got to pay for it at some point, and that's what we're going to do right now. It's TMA 101 ESPN. It's the Morning After 101 ESPN show presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Stiefel Studios, and we welcome you to participate in the program. Text in. I mean, just do some quick hitters here, Doug. I mean, there's 16 minutes left in the show for the week. And then Natty Nate said you're not going to be here on Monday?
I'm not planning to be here because it is the trade deadline, and if there's anybody changing teams, I don't intend to be part of it.
Yeah. It's always been your policy.
Mm-hmm. I'll take days off if there's any trades.
Few people are interested in Ray King's offer to kiss any guy. That's in the Form Energy YouTube chat. Hey, Doug, can you send me into the weekend with one of your appliance discounter suspensions? That's from Doug's tape measure.
Well, I don't just pass them out for nothing.
Yeah,
it has to be warranted.
Yeah.
That would cheapen the whole process, wouldn't it?
Yes. And appliance discounters, they're about discipline.
Well, Appliance Discounters is a fantastic place to go when you're looking for any kind of appliance.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate their sponsorship because they agree that discipline is the thing.
Yeah.
And they're not going to just sit here and take it. You don't open an appliance store and just take it. You sponsor a suspension logule and you make people behave themselves.
I get that. That makes sense.
It's just their business model.
I just saw Jackson's floating head on TikTok explaining why he wouldn't beat Angel Reese one-on-one. He's a ball knower. That's from the Gene Steck-Schulte's Wicked Slide Piece. You're doing a floating head video on TikTok?
Again, if a text starts with, I saw Jackson doing X, what comes next is almost certainly a lie.
But could you beat Angel Reese one-on-one?
Probably not.
I bet you could.
I don't know. I don't even know how tall she is.
Marsha's collage program acknowledges that he is angry. Yes, Tim, the rain has made me angry. I was going to have a round of golf at Tapawingo today, but instead I get your fantastic hosting, no golf, but at least we have you. That's from Marsha's collage program.
I was going to go to the rodeo at Brookdale Farm. How's that for folksy?
That is folksy AF.
Yeah, that's probably been rained out.
I know somebody. Was that last night as well?
Maybe.
I heard somebody told me about that. They had a blast. I think you're going to like. There's a petting zoo.
I was there. We were there.
Gerbil petting zoo?
Yeah, gerbils.
Yeah. It is fun. It's good.
Do you have a little bottle to feed the gerbils?
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to feed them open-handed. They might get away from you. Get up a pant leg or something. Don't want that.
That'd be terrifying. If a gerbil came flying of your pant leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's my concern.
Is now you can't go to the rodeo?
Well, I'm more concerned about the gerbil up my pant leg.
Bet off. How tight are those dungarees, Doug? Tommy Likey, that's from the TMA Reddit Insider. Tommy want wingy?
How tight are the dungarees? Is there some system of measurement to know how
slim, super slim?
I wouldn't say super slim.
Athletic fit. That's a little wider.
Let's go with that. That sounds good.
Athletic fit's wider in the thigh and glute region, and then tapers towards the calf.
Huh. Well, that doesn't sound like me, actually.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a hockey player build.
Yeah, well, I don't have that.
Do you wear much denim?
Put that off.
Yeah, Doug wears them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't picture you in jean.
He wears them almost every day
time in the colder weather.
Okay.
When it's warmer, I've got all these pants that I've had for years. I think I should wear some of these sometime.
You looking to get rid of any?
Well, why, you want them?
They're not monetize it.
They're not going to fit your waist.
I don't want to. I don't.
Oh, God.
All right, I'm out of here.
That's it.
Positivity.
Sherman Kurt's gone.
And you're no longer on the TMA squad. You just got your ass cut.
Got cut.
Well, you're not a 32, 33-inch waist, are you?
How do you know? Besides looking at me.
Looking at you.
I'm down a couple belt loops.
Are you?
34, 36?
I think I could squeeze into the right 34.
Okay.
A good 34, 26 length.
Well,
26, really?
No. I mean, I like the ankles out, so maybe, but 30s start to get a little long.
Okay. Because I do have some 34-inch maybe you could fit into.
I'll come over and try them on.
Well, no. Maybe I'll bring them in.
Chairman Kurt wears Daisy Dukes? That's from the Amateur Proctologist? Is that true?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Jorts are making a big comeback for men.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right, really? Like DiCaprio and Clooney are wearing jorts?
What kind of soy boys? They're coming in for who?
When I went to the mall the other day, which I haven't done in a while.
Jackson saw guys in Daisy Dukes at the mall.
I never saw Daisy Dukes. They were jorts, like knee-length jorts.
I have a pair of
Not for me
distressed jorts.
personally. Not for me.
Well, who's wearing them?
The Youngs.
Is that right?
They were like 17 years
like
old.
17-year-old boys are wearing Daisy Dukes.
I didn't say Daisy Dukes. You're kind of leaning into touching Martin's yellow journalism.
Touching Martin's yellow journalism.
Yeah, you're circling it. They were wearing like knee-length jorts.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. It's become more and more popular. And then I was walking in stores, and that was a hot item they were selling.
Oh.
I didn't want any part
But what's
of it.
popular for teenagers is not popular for the rest of the population usually.
Well, I'm not saying that because teenagers are wearing it now, I'm going to see guys in their 60s wearing it.
Would you like to?
No. But guys that like teenagers in 20s, 30s, that's a similar demographic of what
I don't think
things
so.
they wear. Yeah.
I don't think guys in the 30s are wearing jorts and Daisy Dukes.
I never said anything about the Daisy Dukes.
Ryan Krause is in the Form Energy YouTube chat, Doug, and he says, my legs are long.
I don't like when people brag.
Jackson's checking out 17-year-old boys again, huh? That's from Jamie's Sugar Baby.
I just noticed it when I walked by. And then when I went into the stores, I was like, damn, they're selling a lot of jorts. And then I saw these, what I thought were high school-age kids wearing jorts. I didn't interview them about it.
How often does Jackson go to the mall to check out hot boys? It's from the unknown DJ.
Has this been a problem for you?
I went to the mall to possibly look for a new pair of sneakers. And in my pursuit, I was surveying the clientele.
Keep your eyes off the young boys.
It was just an added bonus.
No, I have working pair of eyes. Therefore, I saw what I saw. And then, as Popeye said, I am what I am.
Doug, I'm driving up from Oklahoma to see you at the Noah Khan concert. You can sit next to my wife. That's from Doug's tape measure.
Oh, okay. I won't be. I don't have tickets. And there's probably no free parking.
Certainly not.
Wheezy was in town last night.
Was he really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go?
Oh,
no.
Mall to check out hot boys. That tracks since he goes to all these all-male trips and weddings. That's from the Veiled Prophet. And they're coming for you now after that story.
Whatever. Just an observation I made.
And is it an observation that you regret sharing now with this audience?
No. I'm not going to let them skew me for my journalistic integrity.
Of observing underage boys?
No. I didn't even know. They could have been 18, 19. Who knows? I was just taking a wild guess.
I went to 2 different malls over the last
week. Were you looking at boys? Right. It seems silly, doesn't it?
What I was going to say is I was at West County Mall and drove around for 15 minutes just to find a parking place in the middle of a random Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I was at South County Mall, and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Just a stark difference.
But you were kind of into
one mall
that.
absolutely thriving, and
Right.
another one just completely dead.
But you're kind of into that because you like free parking.
I adore free parking. That's why I hang out at malls.
Which had a better boy scene.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the boys.
Yeah, right.
At Michael's Best, they create elevated bathroom spaces that blend luxury, comfort, and smart design, all tailored to the way you live. From sleek tub to shower conversions to full high-end bathroom remodels, including paint and electrical, they handle every detail. And now they're offering a new premium wall option designed to bring a custom spa-like look to your home. With 30 years of experience, all 5-star reviews, an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and VA recommended, Michael's Bath delivers craftsmanship you can trust without gimmicks or high-pressure sales. It's not a temporary fix or a quick cover-up. It's a complete transformation, built to last and built to add value to your home. At michaelsbaths.com or call 636-775-0800 and ask about financing options, including 0% interest upon approval. Michael's Baths, family-owned, insured, and where everyday bathrooms become something exceptional. We'll have the winner of the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today coming up next. CMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals, Blue Jays tonight, 6 to 7 p.m. first pitch. Kyle Leahy on the mound for the Redbirds. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
All right, Jackson has the winner of our designer heating and cooling email today.
Mark from Mark's.
We are in the Mark era.
How many is that in a row for him?
It's 3 in a row.
So good. He's so good. I don't want to grow up because if I did, I wouldn't be a mulch and bra kid. That's their slogan.
That's the thing. He's stealing a lot of slogans.
They have a great team of attorneys, and no one has found them guilty of that, just so you know.
He's won 4 straight now. The 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. He's won them all.
That's the mulch and bra slam, they call it.
I guess.
Jackson, the weekend is here. You're headed to Tam Ave already to start having a little libation?
Not in this rain.
No, you're out. You're not ball striking, I guess, unless you're going simming. Nothing doing?
Not much.
All right, fair enough.
We're going to have it warm by the fire before we do much of anything else.
Time for us to shut it down. BK and Ferrario are coming up next. For Jackson Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Martin Kilcoyne, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, and to McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.